Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Welcome in. I hope you had a wonderful week. I know I did. I'm happy it's over, though, as always. Live for the weekends, work for the weekends, study for the weekends, all that good stuff. If you're in school and you're enjoying a nice little summer break right now, just know that I am forever jealous at this point in my life. My name is Todd. Welcome to the reaction stream. All these videos you're about to see are all member requested off of toddreacts.com. If you'd like to join, you can certainly do so and literally guide the stream, toddreacts.com. The season tier gets you 2 video requests per month. Series tier gets you 3 video requests per month. So go ahead and check those out. And of course, while you're there, check out the summer collection of merch. Just launched June 1st. Available for a limited time only, 15% off for memberships worldwide. Worldwide. Very inclusive sizing. Lots of different color options for each item. So you can check those out, obviously. And I'm currently wearing the Script hoodie, as you see before you. It's got a front. It's got a back. It's got many different colors and many different sizes. And with every single purchase on toddreacts.com, quality is guaranteed. If there's a print error or visible quality issue, it'll be replaced or refunded. All you have to do is contact the customer service customer service email on the website. You can find that link down at the bottom. And check that out. And of course, we have accessories as well. Every new iteration, new ones drop. They don't really disappear. They just get added to. And you can see the new ones at the top here. Yeah, you can kind of see them all right there. There you go. The rocks glass, which is a little lower, is currently in use. And, of course, the pint glass has a nice, frosty, cold brewed apple juice. And, of course, the new double wall tumbler has my water nice and cold for the stream, because I'm going to need it. I'm going to do a lot of talking, and hopefully it doesn't get very annoying for you. But should be nice and cold as I go throughout the readings and all that good stuff. So check those out today. And if you're already there and you're watching this at a later date on the YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's available on just about every page on YouTube, I suppose. Costs you nothing, and it's a nice way to support the channel, and also tells the algorithm, hey, I like this, I want to see more of this. And then you'll see it on your home screen whenever it gets posted. Hopefully, that's the plan, at least. Depends on if, the YouTube algorithm is being kind or not, or anything like that. But it's a nice, easy way to at least potentially have it show up on your home screen, of course. But go ahead and hit subscribe there. Over 14,000 of you already have, which is crazy. It's wild. I appreciate each and every one of you. I remember the first 100. I remember the first 50. I remember the first 10. 10 kind of flew by a little bit with the first couple videos, but I still remember it. That was just over 4 years ago at this point. So it's been an interesting 4 years. It's been a lot. It's been a little interesting run, I suppose. We went from pre-recorded to live. And speaking of live, it is officially the 1-year streamer affiliate anniversary, I guess, on Twitch. That's when I became monetized. No idea what to do to celebrate it, but it is what it is, I guess. I've been monetized on Twitch for about a year, and that's all thanks to you all for joining and checking it out and being in the chat and all that lovely stuff. So I appreciate it tremendously. It's been fun. It's been a different journey, that's for sure. It's a lot easier to just sit in front of a camera, hit record, and then mess up, do ums and ahs and pauses and mess up your words and have voice cracks and all this stuff offline so you could edit it out, make it look real nice, make it look real tight, sound good, and then post it. So it's a little different to just be, I don't know, raw and naked, I suppose. Best way I can think of to describe it. What I'm saying right now is happening right now, and you're seeing it right now. So it's a very different way of doing this, but I've adopted. I've adopted, hopefully well, and it seems like most of you have been sticking around, so I suppose I'm doing it okay. Fingers crossed. We'll see. But thanks for being here, of course, as always. And last but certainly not least, check out the totally free, amazing Discord. It's available right now. Link is everywhere. It's under all the videos on YouTube. In the video description, there's a nice link to it. It's on every profile, every website, everything. So you should be able to find it. There's over 240 members currently, which is very cool. Shout out to all 239 because I do count. I do count as one of those. But as you can see at the top, it tells you when I'm live, which is right now. So it gives you a nice little notification and everything if you have notifications turned on. It's very nice, very handy. It includes a nice little link to Twitch as well if you need a little jump start there. And of course, we have lovely fandom channels. You'll find lots of fun and interesting people in every single one of them. There's almost always somebody online at this point. I mean, it's worldwide. So no matter what time of day, if you want to talk about something and you have to get something off your chest, chances are there's somebody around to say hello. Friends have been made, all that good stuff. So go ahead and check it out. We have lots of nice community channels as well for you to dive into and lose yourself and all that good stuff. So check out the Discord. Available totally free. Join over 240 of us in there. And we welcome your company, your conversation, all that good stuff. So, like I said, it's the affiliate anniversary. Does that mean anything? Not really. Not really, I suppose. Doesn't mean anything, long-term or anything different in the stream, really. Just kind of a note of fact, I suppose. But I appreciate everybody that made the transition to kind of like join live. And if you don't want to join live and you want to keep watching on YouTube when it gets posted, totally understand. You are the main audience, basically. So whatever you want to do, I'm okay with. I am totally okay with. I will be sending out an anonymous feedback form as well. I'll put it on YouTube's community posts page, and I'll put it in the Discord as well. Just trying to get some anonymous feedback on how do you like the streams, if you could change anything, what would you do? Do you have any ideas you might want to see implemented, anything like that? I think it's wise to seek the opinion of your audience. What do they want to see? What do they want? Maybe they don't like a certain aspect of it. Maybe, I should stop doing the intro part. I don't know. I'm interested in hearing your feedback and what you like, what you don't like, and anything like that. So I think all feedback is good feedback, regardless. So I would appreciate you doing that, and be on the lookout for it. It'll be showing up, I think this weekend. I'll get it out to you. There won't be, this is kind of a programming note, there won't be a stream on July 4th. That is a national holiday here in the U.S. So I will be streaming whatever day prior to that. So it'll be, just a random day that I'll pick, and I'll make an announcement in the Discord. So if you're in the Discord, you'll probably hear about it. And then there will still be a YouTube video posted on the 4th. I just won't be live on the 4th. So if you're just watching on YouTube, you will have no effect. There will be no effect for you at all. So just wanted to alert people if they're watching live and like to join live. There won't be a stream on Friday the 4th. So we have 5 amazing videos for you today, all member requested off toddreacts.com, like I said. We're going to start off with Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist. And then we have a Critical Role EXU Calamity Part 2 video. We do have the Part 2. We were going to start with Part 3 yes, on Wednesday, but realized, wait a minute, it's probably wise to do the first one first. So we do have Part 2 today. And then we are following it up with a Flash video, Caitlin and Frost. And then we have a Joylada Gang Moments video. And then we end the week and kick off the weekend with a Junior Book video. Compilation, I'm assuming. So it'll be very interesting. It'll be a funny way to end the stream, of course. I've never heard of Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist. I don't think we've done any reactions to it here. So that'll be the first. So it makes sense to kick off with that, right? Critical Role, we'll be continuing that. The Flash, we just did a Caitlyn video with Barry, so that'll be interesting to see, just a Caitlyn specific with the Frost video. And then Joylada Gang, it's been a minute, but obviously we've done a bunch of June Dunk and Ponfu Win videos as well. So I'm excited. Hope you're excited. Let's go ahead and kick into this. All right, we're going to start with Zoey and Max, Always. And as you're going to see from the thumbnail, it is a very romantic, heartfelt way to start. So we're starting in our feels, and then we will work our way through to happiness and joy. So it's just kind of a part of doing this with all these, very different videos is the emotions. It's on a roller coaster, and where we end up, who knows? It's like playing, I don't know if you ever played Roller Coaster Tycoon way back in the day, but it's very similar. You just kind of start building it, and you have no idea where it's going. All right, let's jump into this. Zoey and Max, Always, posted 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Never heard of the show. Interested to find out what it's about. Let's go.
And Max Richmond, is it too early to say friend for life?
No, really, thank you. You were there for me tonight when I least expected it, and Max,
Appreciate you.
you sang to me.
You just sang me a song.
Love songs. Lots of love songs.
I did.
Please just stay my best friend and not change this special thing that we have.
Yeah, it was really hard to see you all alone and not stay.
It's just been really comforting to know that I have you.
You're a very good friend. You need to do
Obviously, I look at him and I think of Pitch Perfect.
Are you alright?
Max, are you okay? I'm here.
Zoey, I just told you I loved you.
I didn't give you my answer after the flash mob because my answer is messy. I haven't even allowed myself to consider going down a romantic road with you because it could mean I could lose your friendship.
Or make
Classic.
it even stronger.
Or maybe we could have an awful, terrible breakup. And then I'd lose you forever.
So you're afraid to even try?
I'm already losing my dad, and I can't bear the thought of losing you too.
So basically what you're saying is I'm too important to risk losing?
Zoe's special. She deserves to be with a good guy.
She will be. One day.
Not one single person from the fourth floor fought to keep me.
And what about the Zoe who sang I'm Yours to me?
She's gonna miss sitting across from you every day.
Oh, if you've ever worked in a corporate environment, that is so realistic. Like you make some acquaintances, maybe friends even. Although I always couch work friends as work friends because it's very often, you have good rapport, you make jokes, whatever, and then somebody either quits or goes to a different position, different department, whatever. And then it's almost like radio silence, like weird to like interact. It's very strange, especially if they become your boss. Then that's like a whole other thing, but it changes everything. The dynamic, you don't have that day-to-day rapport of commiserating in the job and whatnot. So you really have to build it on something else. But it's tough. It's tough. As soon as you see that desk empty, it's like, oh.
If I had to die tomorrow, I couldn't stomach being this far apart from you.
Because I'm not sure I even knew I had those feelings until I sang them.
Well, they're out there, and you can't take them back.
Sounds like somebody's a little jealous of Max and Autumn.
Not jealous, just aware.
One song told you that you want Simon to want you. The other one told you that I'm yours. One song is about attraction. The other one's about love.
I'm gonna get you there.
It's there to help you and back you up in any situation.
I promise.
No one else would have done that for me.
If
Everyone knows you have a big old crush on Zoey.
Thanks, Max.
Everyone? How can you claim to care about me, to be my friend, when you knew how I felt all this time and said nothing? Were we ever even friends at all?
Yes, we were friends. We are friends.
Well, not anymore.
Maybe with time,
Somehow get back to...
whatever we are.
Why'd you do that?
But what if I felt like it? Don't know how I feel.
You feel like this?
Whatever you need me to do, I'm yours.
I let him know exactly how I think of his daughter.
I'm pretty sure he already knows.
You guys ever a thing?
Songs never happen when I want them to. Only when I'm meant to hear them.
You two must be close. I feel like I see you together all the time.
Just close the way friends are close when we're friends with each other.
Yeah, what she said.
Well, I'm here if you need me.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was sweet. Oh, that was very sweet. Very, very sweet. I feel like we just overdosed on sugar right there. That was, wow. Okay. Well, you know, corporate romance, classic trope, of course. Friends to lovers, not wanting to screw that up, classic, of course. It's always an easy one. It's always an easy one because, you know, it's very rare that, you know, you're friends with somebody and you just immediately jump into a relationship like, yeah, screw it. Because you're always thinking in the back of your mind like, oh, if this goes poorly, I lose that person. I lose all those wonderful moments. I lose all those friendship moments of like, you know, hanging together and going out to do things and never being alone and all that stuff. But I guess you could argue that, you know, well, it's the what could be, right? It's the what could be. The if. What if you're meant to be together romantically? What if that's your person? And then you're supposed to continue on being friends well into, you know, a long relationship and all that stuff. So that's why it's almost always better to at least try. If both of you feel that way, it makes sense, right? It makes sense to pull the trigger on it. Because if you don't, you'll always have that, what if that was the one? And if you're having trouble finding anybody else, you're going to go, oh no, I think I screwed this up. Even more so than screwing up a friendship. Friends can be replaced. Some can, you know, take time to replace, and it might sting a little and it might hurt. But friends can be replaced. Lifelong partner, lover, that can't. That cannot. Or it can, but it'll take a lot more time, a lot more hurt, etc. It can be replaced, but it's, I don't know. It depends on your point of view. Maybe you're one of the people that are like, no, one person, soulmate, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe you're like, no, love comes at you in different waves and different people at different times and, you know, moments in your life and all that stuff. It just depends on your point of view. But I think we can all agree it's a lot easier to replace a friend than it is a lover. If you're being picky and you actually mean love. I'm not talking temporary. I'm not talking, you know, something easy. I'm talking actual love, real love, that kind of stuff. But it's a classic trope. It's lovely. It's wonderful to see it. Of course, there's always that push and pull. And it definitely seemed like he was chasing hard. He was a dog running down a mail truck, you know, just constantly, you know, never can get there. Never can quite get there. Go ahead and throw some love on that. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw out some much deserved love. And for those of you in the chat, I will go ahead and post that for you. So you can go ahead and check it out yourself. There you go. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Let's go ahead and look up some more information on Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist. I hear that title and I just immediately think of Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, which was a great movie. I just watched it a couple months ago for the umpteenth time. I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful movie. If you've not seen it, check it out. All right. Premiered in 2020, right before the pandemic. Stars Jane Levy as Zoey Clark, software developer who discovers she has the ability to hear the innermost thoughts of people as songs. Oh. Hence the I'm Yours makes a little bit more sense there. Each episode features multiple song and dance numbers and develop the storyline, with each cast member singing their own characters' songs. Except for the Season 2 song Crimson Love, soundtrack consists entirely of previously written popular songs. Nice. Wow, interesting. That is a very interesting take. I mean, we didn't really get to see much of that in the edit, but that is a very interesting thing. It kind of reminds me of that movie with Mel Gibson, What Women Want. It's kind of a classic comedy of the early 2000s. And he basically he hears everybody or every woman's inner thoughts. And it's just fantastically hilarious and weird. And it's just one of those things where it just drives him nuts because he's hearing thoughts of, everybody. People you don't even want to hear. 2020, the series was renewed for a second season, which premiered 2021. And a couple months later, the series was canceled after 2 seasons. Boy, that's classic, isn't it? Number of episodes, 25 plus a film. Wait a minute. It's got a film? Interesting. What kind of film? Programmer who has been recently promoted to engineering manager at San Francisco-based SPRQ Point, tech firm specializing in smart devices and apps. The amount of shows we're going to see revolving around that and AI at this point is just ridiculous. An earthquake occurs while she is getting an MRI. Oh, that would be a nightmare. That would be a nightmare. Huge playlist of songs on file is downloaded into her brain. She subsequently discovers her mind can now perceive the innermost thoughts of others in the form of popular songs and dance, which she refers to as heart songs. Wait a minute, is that the Mandy Moore? No. Skylar Aston plays Max, Zoey's coworker and her closest friend, who has romantic feelings for her. They later become a couple, and he inherits her power to hear heart songs. Really? Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. So so it's an hour-long show with commercials. Yep. It was on NBC Network, so it did have commercials in it originally. Oh, there's a 99-minute film. Fascinating. Huh. So it's 12 episodes for the first season, 13 for the second. And then the film's on Roku. Wow, okay. Very cool. All right, let's see if we can get... Let's get the numbers. Let's crunch some numbers here. Pilot was written by Austin Winsberg, who executive produces alongside Richard Shepard, Paul Feig. Definitely know him. He did Bridesmaids, The Heat, Spy, Ghostbusters 2016, Last Christmas, came out in 2019. Lots of different films. August 2021, it was announced the streaming service Roku Channel was nearing a deal for a 2-hour wrap-up movie with potential of leading to more episodes. That's crazy. Huh. Zoey's Extraordinary Christmas was the movie. That's not surprising. They made that into a Christmas movie. The amount of romantic Christmas movies that come out is just staggering. Staggering. And you know what? I eat them up. I love every single one of them. Royal this, royal that, princess, Christmas, prince for Christmas, princess for Christmas, princess swap, all that stuff. I'll be home for Christmas, all that. It's clean, good fun is what it is. It's clean, good fun. It's lovely. It's never, award winning or award worthy, but it's always entertaining to some aspect. Is this the Mandy Moore? No. No, it's not. Let's see. All right, those are all the songs performed. I'm sure there's a lot of big hits there. Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch. That is so many songs. Oh my gosh. Multiple songs per episode. And of course, the film had a ton of them. Let's see here. Rotten Tomatoes reported a 76 approval rating with an average rating of 7 out of 10, based on 34 reviews. Though it hits the occasional sour note, Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist manages to carry a pretty enjoyable tune, thanks in large part to the always charming Jane Levy. Metacritic 66 out of 100, generally favorable. Somebody said the show cleverly tackles pent-up emotions and storylines through song. Second season got an 83% based on 6 critic reviews. Dang. Okay. So, let's see here. Ratings. So the first season averaged over 3 million views or viewers. Not bad. Second season went up. Look at that. In the first aired. Went from 2.6 to 3.0. That is not bad. Average viewers went down, but the first aired. That's, where you really want to hit it. And it seems like they increased, which is odd that they canceled it. I guess because it's NBC, they're expecting bigger numbers. But if this was on CW, this would have been phenomenal. This would have been one of the bigger shows on CW. Okay, here we go. I don't know. Do they count DVR views? I guess they do, right? Okay, yeah. A lot of people had it on DVR. Did they actually watch it, though? That's the question. I've recorded so many things when I had YouTube TV. I've recorded so many things that I never even watched. So that's part of it, maybe. But as far as the TV viewers, we'll look at that. Flirted around 2 million. Only hit it for a couple of them. How'd the second season go? Not terrible. Yeah, I guess for NBC, it just wasn't good enough. NBC is a broadcast channel here in the U.S., so you're expected to get more out of it. If this was CW, this would have been totally fine. But obviously, if it's a broadcast channel, they're expecting a little bit heavier numbers. Won some awards. Look at that. Nominated for a bunch. Nominated for a ton. Wow. Wow. All right, Jane Levy, born in 1989, American actress. She played Mandy in Shameless. Left Shameless following its first season to portray the lead of an ABC sitcom, Suburgatory. Okay, I understand that. I get that. That's a heck of a trade-off to go from Shameless to lead of a sitcom for 3 years. Not bad. Transitioning to film, did a couple horror films, was the lead of the Evil Dead remake in 2013, which I did see. Don't Breathe. Which one is this? Oh, from the producers. Okay. So she did a couple horror films after Suburgatory. Returned to television with Hulu comedy drama There's Johnny. Never heard of it. Horror fantasy Castle Rock. In addition to headlining the Netflix thriller miniseries What If? And then she went on, obviously, to play title character. So, honestly, not bad. Not bad. I don't blame her for leaving Shameless, for starring in roles and whatnot. Received a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress in a Television Series Musical or Comedy. Not bad at all. She played Division III varsity women's soccer at university. Was named by both TV Guide and TheInsider.com as one of the breakout stars of 2011. Cool. Let's see. She's got something coming out called Whale Fall. And 2025, Artropia. A war satire film. Interesting. Hasn't been in TV since 23. Looks like she's back to films. Skylar, of course. I mentioned it in the edit. Recognize him from Pitch Perfect. Definitely. Did a bunch of Broadway musicals as well. Taking Woodstock, Cavemen, 21 and Over. Don't know if I've heard of anything else. What? He played the eponymous role of Todd in the television drama So Help Me Todd. Excuse me? It's a legal drama? What? Series follows a talented but directionless private investigator who begrudgingly agrees to work at his overbearing mother's law firm. Series was canceled after 2 seasons. Final episode was a cliffhanger. So Help Me Todd follows Todd, who has good instincts as a private investigator. Wow. I had no idea that was a thing. Good to know. He was an ace in the hole. I think I remember hearing something about that. Took the role of Mark Cohen in a production of Rent, directed by Neil Patrick Harris. Cast included Vanessa Hudgens, obviously a breakout role for Pitch Perfect was huge. Very cool. Very, very cool. Been in a few things. Here. The last thing he was in was Zoey's Extraordinary Christmas on film. He's got F Valentine's Day coming out. They're filming it currently. F Valentine's Day. I'm assuming that's going to be funny. Romantic comedy, yes. Yes, it is. Natasha Leggero. Marissa Tomei is in there. Interesting. I wonder what that's going to be like. Television. Did an episode of American Dad. So Help Me Todd, of course. 31 episodes. Grey's Anatomy as Todd. Boy, he plays a lot of Todds. I had no idea. Interesting. Zoe Clark, main character. While in the MRI machine, obviously an earthquake happened. Season 2, before Joan Bennett went to Singapore to run for the Asian division of SPRQ Point, she promoted Zoey to her job as executive manager of the 4th floor. So that's why she was leaving. Or no, he left. He did leave. So obviously, I don't know if we saw that part in the edit. As she learns how to live with her new powers, learns a great deal about empathy and understanding emotions, both others and her own. Sounds very healing. Though the powers start as an annoyance, over time they help her cope with the difficult process of losing her father to progressive supranuclear palsy. Interesting. Well, it seems like it helped. That's good. At the start of Season 1, Zoe and Max had been best friends since their orientation 5 years before. Zoe and Max first appear together in the pilot, getting coffee. Max supports Zoe in her pursuit of getting promoted to manager, which apparently she did. After Zoe gets the promotion and thanks Max for being a great friend to her, he sings, "I Think I Love You" to her. Zoe is overwhelmed by this apparent declaration of love, which for her pretty much came out of nowhere. When Zoe gives her first speech to the 4th floor coders as their new manager, Max sings "Sucker" to her. This confirms to Zoe that Max is into her, which confuses and overwhelms her. Later, when Max tells Zoe he won the lottery at Handpicked, a farm-to-table restaurant they both had wanted to go to, she awkwardly avoids his invitation and ultimately sets him up with Autumn. After this, Max and Autumn start dating. Zoe expresses mild jealousy on multiple occasions. However, Max breaks up with Autumn. Zoe's visibly flustered after seeing Max shirtless, while Mo helped him get ready for Simon's engagement party. Later, after Maggie calls Zoe at the engagement party and tells her that Mitch is going to the hospital, Maggie promises to help get her there. He sings "I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles" to Zoe as they ride together on a scooter. After Max brings Zoe home, she thanks him for being there for her, and they hug. And so it begins. The race is on. When Zoe looks out the window, she sees Max sing a slower reprise of 500 Miles. They have a movie night, hello, after which she tells him she needs more of him in her life. Hey-oh, jackpot, and touches him on the arm. Later, Max suggests that they go to a food court for lunch, where he starts singing "If I Can't Have You." Zoe initially thinks it's another Heart song, but in reality, Max was doing a flash mob to confess his feelings for her. Overwhelmed by the gesture, Zoe runs away. Later, runs away. I just imagine her getting up and just running out the door. Later, Zoe tells Max about her powers. He's hurt by this, thinking she made up the story to avoid giving him an answer after the flash mob. After numerous attempts to prove that she has powers, Zoe makes a last-ditch attempt by telling Max that he sang love songs to her and that she set him up with Autumn as a result. Max is hurt by this, and he storms off. At work the next day, Zoe admits to Max that she didn't answer him after the flash mob because she didn't want to risk losing friendship. Zoe says she wants them to stay besties, but Max asks that they press pause on things like movie night. I mean, it's classic. It is so classic. Max started working at the SPRQ Point 5 years prior to the pilot, where he met Zoe, as we went over. They were having coffee. Ava fired him after Leaf was caught passing code to Tobin on the 4th floor, ending the bake-off between the 4th and 6th floors. In Season 2, entered into a partnership with Mo with the creation of their restaurant Maximo. Very interesting. When Max and Zoe meet up before Zoe's first day back at SPRQ Point, following Mitch's death, Max gifts her a shield-shaped ring. Later, Later, when Zoey arrives at Mo's apartment, Max is hanging out with Simon and Mo, whom he befriended while Zoey was spending time alone. Max and Simon, despite claiming they don't want to fight over Zoey, sing, "Are You Gonna Be My Girl?" Max gets an idea for a business venture while hanging out with his new friends and proposes that to Mo that they become business partners. When he visits Zoey at her parents' home, the two share a kiss. That's season 2. Hello. Dang. Sounds good, honestly. Sounds good, looks good. You know, that classic chase, and, you know, I think we should go past it and go for it. And it's just, you know, that classic game of, do we risk it? Do we risk it? What if? What if? But that was lovely. That's Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist. It's unfortunate it got canceled after 2 seasons. I mean, it's just, if it comes out on a broadcast channel, you got to get, like, pretty decent views, or they're just going to cancel you. It's unfortunate, of course. It'd be nice if Roku, like, picked it up, or, you know, somebody picked it up and continued on with it. Like, it makes sense that musical dramas or musical comedies or whatever would have a place in entertainment, you know, instead of just the Pitch Perfect that came out with a couple different movies, and then that was kind of it, and then we had Glee, of course, before that, and that kind of ran its course. So there is appetite for it. Glee was huge, but it just depends on the situation, I suppose, you know. Although I guess Glee was on Fox, if I'm not mistaken, so it was a broadcast station. So I don't know why. I guess it was easier back then because we didn't have all these options. We didn't have all the streaming services to get a bigger audience and bigger numbers. So I guess you got to really come with something that people are talking about and gets viral and all that stuff these days. It's just kind of tough. It's tricky. I mean, there's a lot of places your eyeballs can be. It's unfortunate. But let's go ahead and push on to Critical Role EXU Calamity Part 2. This is going to be hilarious, of course. If it carries on from Part 1, we're in for a treat. Let's go ahead and bring that up. And here we go.
Pressed it since last session. I also forgot the scary part. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was such a funny way to start it.
Well, that's not something you see every day.
You know enough to, like, triage a wound, right? And as you... hands come down.
Stop bleeding.
This is Talon to Wingspan. Talon to Wingspan.
Yes.
I am in position, and I am reporting that Egghead is preparing to break curfew and sneak out of the house to go to a party. And you said that she's not allowed to leave, but she's about to leave, and she has no idea that I'm here. She has no idea that I can see her. She's about to do it.
Oh my God!
Talon 2, this is Wingspan. Say again, this is Wingspan. Communication's a little shoddy.
Wow.
Did you say Egghead is snuck out?
Affirmative. She snuck downstairs to the kitchen, and she got a bottle normally reserved for Wingspan and Clear Eye, and I saw her take a swig from it, and then she made a face like it was really bad, and then she took another swig from it, and then made a face like it was even worse. I don't know what it's about, but I know she's up to no good.
This is very good, Talon 2. Very good. You are in no way to engage with Egghead. She's dealing in dark magic.
I knew it.
Keep an eye, but keep your distance. I kind of look over my shoulder at the floor in the room. I'll be home when I can. I love you very much.
Is that, I love you too, Dad. Sorry, I thought we were still doing some...
No, Talon 2, Talon. No telling who could be watching.
Copy that, Wingspan, and me too.
Thanks, son.
Do you know if Mom's supposed to come home tomorrow, or is she gonna miss the whole replenishment?
I don't know. I don't know. I think she's gonna try and make it back by...
We'll keep an eye to the skies, Pop, and Wingspan. over, and I'll tail Egghead and make sure that no funny business.
Okay, copy that, Talon 2. Don't get too close and stay away from the evil, dark magic liquor drinks that she's...
Don't worry, Dad. I already collected a vial and I stored it in my evidence locker.
Talon 2, where would this evidence locker be located?
The evidence locker is in a secret compartment under my bed. No, it's in a different place. Don't worry. Nothing's else under my bed. I have to go. I gotta go real quick, but I'll talk to you soon.
All right, talk to you too, Talon 2. Over and out.
Over and out.
It's actually just over, but...
The kid's a snitch. And you're a big fan of that.
Yeah, my son's loyal. My son's loyal.
You want me to go and activate...
The awkwardness that Brennan was able to give there was just amazing.
Activate the taxman.
That's a fucking code name.
It makes me nervous when you write things down.
Guard your faces. Don't give anything away with your expressions.
My face turns into your face.
Travis is looking very sunburnt.
Right down to the teeth. God, it's uncanny.
Teeth?
No, I don't have any teeth.
All incisors. Big, flat, white teeth all the way around.
Just big ass molars and a beak. Breaking all the rules.
This flesh
Killed
missing.
someone at Paisha's party?
I did. There's no one important, okay? I wouldn't repeat that
I'm
mistake.
sure his mother thought that he was important.
Oh, look, Wishes, it wouldn't be a first.
The Meridian Labyrinth.
Your loving ex-wife.
Your loving ex-wife. What do you remember of your old friend Evandrin as you look at this locket?
Despite the, like, sort of all she can remember is those last few days before everything broke bad, and the panic of not knowing how to help him and not knowing how responsible she was as he began to fade. So it's that like burst of joy and then the creeping guilt.
The memory of your friend becoming translucent.
Appreciate the context.
Corporeal.
What's going on, Willow?
Fading.
What the fuck? Night is just hands, tears falling down his face. It's beautiful! It's truly incredible!
Fuck. Okay, hold on. That's probably fine.
Okay, that's normal.
It's a pretty good sound
everyone's
effect.
got secrets, but man, does Laren have secrets.
I don't think I have any secrets.
Sam, I know that's not true.
Yeah, but they're fun secrets.
It's just a baby.
But you still had to say, okay, Mom.
I just a baby.
It's called a labyrinth, not a hallway.
I think at this point too, I know that I'm heading into territory that's above. Yeah.
Nidus just has this like sunburn of where the light is going through his fingers.
I think you're the first person in history to shout that at a magical phenomenon and live, right? It's glorious! Oh, I'm totally fine. Okay.
I mean, I was like, oh, it doesn't seem like it would be that loud. Like, but it's funny because then you realize in all those scenes, it probably isn't that loud.
Yeah.
We hear a musical score, but for them, it's probably just like, oh shit, it's bright. It's so bright.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's just yelling because it's like, oh, the visual is loud.
Yeah.
Did we sense?
It's like walking out of a building. I do this all the time. It's like walking out of the building and the sun like blinds you because you're used to like a darker environment. And instead of just going, oh, it's kind of bright out here, you go, oh my God, it's so bright.
Since that, was there like a little dip in the lights? Was there, you know?
I would say,
I mean, it's a natural 19 for 32.
God, roads are wild.
So on a 20,
He can see in ultraviolet. That's why.
Another event in a long list of things that are a little fucked tonight. Somebody's salty. I'm just saying.
You want a cracker?
busy night. You want a cracker?
Oh no!
No.
Excuse me. Do you have a cracker?
And can we move things along? It's 10, and the beverage ball starts in about a half an hour, and it's something that I'd really like to get to. They bring chalices that have all been enchanted, and they can all turn one liquid into another liquid, and they just sort of trade them and surprise each other with what drink is it going to be? Is it going to be mayonnaise?
I'm trying to tell you that I've mastered interplanar travel for our entire city, and you're going to talk about a fucking juice bar?
I can be late.
I go over and I pull a goblet off of the shelf behind a little mini bar in this room, and I walk over and I say, "Here, it makes whatever cocktail you want."
You are the literal mouthpiece of the city.
I can
and
keep
you
a
can
secret.
barely keep your dick in your pants. I'm not convinced you were gonna keep a world-changing technological achievement.
You have no
fucking
idea.
secret.
You have no idea what secrets I've kept. For you.
You remember the first time someone explained apogee solstices to you?
The
Don't
drama,
remember
the
her
tea.
name anymore because nobody does.
Oh my God.
You are fucking kidding me. You learned it from her?
Right, that's right. We learned it from watching you, Mom.
Mom?
Mom? I just rolled a natural 20 for my religion check.
Oh God, no.
Oh God, no.
Xerxes, there is a limit to what is safe to grant a follower. What if you weren't worried about keeping your followers safe? What would you do if you came back to the world after a long time away and nobody worshipped you and you needed to make some moves real quick? A cleric of a betrayer. And he became a cleric of a betrayer looking at the speed of these growths maybe a little over 2 weeks ago. I'm going to trace again with my finger the runes. And as I'm touching them, I'm going to on occasion, I'm going to just spend a point of lay on hands on occasion, not to heal the body. Yeah. Loquacious, you're the one extraplanar person here. Give me an insight check.
On myself? I'm self-inciting?
No, I think you're inciting the world.
I fucking love inciting the world.
If the
I'm gonna
apocalypse happened,
incite
you'd
that
notice
world.
An infernal cultist came to the palace of the Keeper of Scrolls in Avalier, which means that something needed to happen.
Looking at my smart home.
Looking at your smart home.
iPad.
On the nest.
Just on the nest. Yeah, I'm looking at all the ring cams.
And that Hadmadad had come as a porter carrying a gift of Dean Lycretia Hollow.
Wait.
Invisibility is a second level spell, and disguise self is a first level spell.
We got by cantrips, baby.
We got caught by cantrip.
Just think about all the shit you've gotten away with as third level characters. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, once again, just the coincidences, which I hate them.
As all of you stand from your seats at the ivy table, outside, you hear.
No!
The fireworks extravaganza has The fireworks extravaganza! The extravaganza started!
Is it trapped? Is it a bomb? Is it anything like that?
You don't detect any magic on it at all.
No magic. Okay.
Your cousin is dead.
When the time comes, this will be the easier way out. All things end. Lives, stories, even ages.
What?
We need to have a conversation. And I'm gonna drop the ball.
What if it's like aroma activated?
Then we all die here, baby. And it smells like juicy fruit.
She's your assistant. You tell me.
I don't pay attention to people dumber than me.
That is incredibly fair. Let's go talk to her.
Keep back, Kavika Starkane, hello!
Follow me.
Yep.
Yeah, you lead, I'm gonna like be behind her in just the most stressful sandwich she's ever been in.
Whatever.
We don't need to make small talk.
Yep.
Where's Lucretia Hollow?
So, I'm sweating. Huh. Invisibility was about to fade because Lucretia was about to do something deadly. And then you see and hear Pervon as Loquacious and Xerxes run out. And because they ran out, Lucretia killed the spell.
I saved someone's life today.
Oh my.
Don't tell him.
Please don't tell her.
Have I done anything to give offense or?
What is the point of you? I find, frankly, all of your behavior tonight specifically to be soppy.
Go home, Madara.
I am very sorry.
Have your replenishment.
She wordlessly turns and walks out of here.
Give me make up with her tomorrow, I'm sure. And it's a pre-recorded advertisement. Come to Mulligan's Tavern, the third best ale in Avalier, but the first best for making friends. And I take it out.
You know what? I'll take it. I don't drink, so that actually that works for me. Yeah.
I must admit, I have been here on occasion after hours, sometimes accompanied with, you know,
Make it a private
other
chat.
people.
Oh, wow.
God!
Sorry.
You also find something that's not about Vespin Chloris at all, but you find something about the Herald's Tome. But we'll talk about Vespin first.
Oh my God!
I don't even know.
Jig is up. I got your number. This is
what's happening.
You did a bunch of stuff that I made up and didn't tell you.
I've been calling him Betrayer God for years and no one's been listening.
So, here's the deal.
31. Sorry, Brennan.
Wait, Brennan's face got
You have to tell us. You wanted it to be a fun thing that we went and looked up later, but now you have to tell us.
A little bit, and that's great. I'm so proud of you.
Fuck, dude.
And the blossoms from the tree caught wind and fell on him. And that's what caused him. I think that's what made him sick.
Said it to us earlier.
Yes, he did. Because it's been there the whole time.
Me! I've been here the whole time.
Oh, it's a fun little Easter egg.
You. I swear to God.
Let me be very clear. I love
You
this
know
man.
what happens to those files.
My ex is a G, and I love this.
Stop.
He's literally feeling himself.
Oh my God.
Do you happen to have a knock spell handy?
I can do you one better. I summon Construct. What's the biggest, dumbest statue in here? It's mine now.
I'll have it, thanks.
Show yourself.
Roll
what
initiative.
He's going to.
Roll initiative. Let's go. Feels so right in the Age of Arcanum game to roll initiative and throw a map down for two wizards in beautiful evening gowns.
Champagne flute still in hand, by the way.
I was just noticing that.
Farmer. That pass was handed to us. This is going to be a to whom it may concern. I'm going to cast Fireball.
Yes! That's what I would have done.
Magister Cormorant appears on the verge of casting Chain Lightning, and instead you burn him half to death, and your construct punches his chest so hard that it breaks all of his ribs, smashes his heart and organs into the wall behind him, and he is dead.
That's it!
Thank you.
You want to bring him back up to talk to him? I don't have healing magic.
That's what Xerxes is for. Xerxes?
Did you kill him or just knock him unconscious?
No, he's dead.
Okay.
Here we go. This was one shady evoker.
Oh, an evoker? Anyone can cast Fireball,
You
bitch.
might have been split in half.
You're not special.
You don't think he's been leaving. You think he's been inviting people in.
I think we found our leak.
lots of statues wait hundreds of years and never get woken up by the Architect Arcane. And this guy's like, we did it, baby. Yes.
I'm gonna call them Scrabbles.
Oh, nice.
Scrabbles?
Stone tier.
Hey, just remember, every Magister sucks. And I'm your only friend.
She's left Avalier forever. Over near one of the teleportation daises, you see that there is a scar of soot on the ground in a circle. You see?
What?
No way.
That's where she broke her staff across her knee and renounced magic forever.
Whoa.
Like to look at, I can show you
the bathing chamber, perhaps?
Yes.
Well, just fully watch this woman have an emotional breakdown and be like, this is too much.
There's a lot happening in the last couple
Let's
hours.
throw some Epsom salt in here. I swear. This is too much.
She, for whatever it's worth to you, as
Travis,
you are
what was that?
moving through beside the, as you get beside.
Can I activate something?
Yeah, go for it.
Divine Sense.
Yeah, dog. Sorry. I'm so nervous.
The last time you saw this figure was the size of a mountain.
Fuck. Bro.
Does Xerxes want to go through?
He goes through. The Lord of Hells.
The Lord of Hells?
The name they gave you. Or the name you gave yourself.
When you get to the table and there's not much left but scraps, you take what you're given. Bears in passing almost a resemblance to Evandrin.
Oh, why'd you do that? Why? I knew you were going to say that. I gotta go. What does that mean, though?
But he must have been a very good man because he's not in my realm. You have my word on this, Xerxes Ilores. Not for all the ages of the world will I forget you. We were supposed to take credit for it all equally. Dominus was my favorite. I always said, on the face of Exandria, Dominus was the smile. It truly is. It is. There is nothing like it. What became of Evandrin?
I don't quite know.
Casts a spell on you and puts a protection from evil and good on you. It will protect you from myself, from Celestials, from Fae.
Why you bullying me?
You see, you see...
CVS Pharmacy, Lou, remember to text OK to update your preference. Is this it?
Yes,
this is the one I just got.
Get your booster shots.
Get your booster shots.
Reply to cancel.
The stars are leaving us. Our hands cannot reach, the limbs of the tree can no longer scribe the name of our deliverance. We will soon be as broken as our promises. Avalier shall fall, all shall fall. And from our folly will the hands that forged the world banish themselves from the broken things they have made.
Architect Arcane! Great news. We are in position over Kathmoira. All is well. We are now at the intersection of all three ley lines. And as of this moment, descent has begun. Hooray! Descent.
No, nothing of note to report.
No, I don't think there's anything of note to report. I'm going to stay here just in case. Obviously, the whole rest of the process is automated, but just in case anything.
Nope.
What? The fuck?
Ah, the Ring of Brass. Enemy spotted. And Lycretia Hollow.
Enemy spotted.
Turn, looks.
She's in front of us?
Not just her. You look around at the rooftops around you. And that's all for this episode.
What did you do? What did you do?
I spent the whole time going like, oh no, maybe I'm the one that caused it. You did it!
We can all take turns causing the apocalypse together.
Remember, it's Thursday.
Is it Thursday yet? Huh. It's Thursday now, but now it's going to be the next Thursday is the next show, and we want to know if it's Thursday yet. Fuck.
Well done, well done. That was very entertaining and funny, and leaving on a cliffhanger. Leave them wanting more. Excellently done, condensing all that content into a simple 22-minute video. Well done. Throw us some love on that. Boom. Link down below in the video description on YouTube for the original video. Go ahead and throw out some love. And if you're watching live, there's a link to the original, so you can throw out some love yourself. Also, check out their channel. They might have other videos that might interest you. And if they really interest you, you can request them, and then we'll see them together. Brennan playing the Lord of Hells so nonchalantly and sympathetically was so scary. Yeah, that was... Brennan's got really good voices. He's quick on his feet. He sets people up for... He's one of the best at assisting people and making them have a good moment. Obviously, he's also good at making himself have a pretty good moment, as you saw at the end there. He was just setting up and teeing up, how do I get out of this and leave it on a cliffhanger? And he saw that moment as like the perfect one. Who else is there? You scan and look at the rooftops. They're not alone. See you next week. It was so beautifully done. Beautifully done. Setting up the show and everything. Excellent. Exploring Critical Role from a plucky underdog to a beloved multimedia powerhouse. This was written a couple weeks ago. Critical Role's transformation from a plucky underdog to an established multimedia brand shows the power of TTRPGs. Tabletop, of course. In March 2015, the then fledgling Geek and Sundry Network aired the first episode of Critical Role, an actual play series featuring a group of voice actors playing D&D. Although there have been some minor deviations over the past 10 years, Critical Role's core cast of Matt, Marisha, Liam, Sam, Taliesin, Ashley, Travis, and Laura have remained together throughout the show's entire journey. With that kind of longevity and dedication, Critical Role is more than deserving of our dive into its history and impact in the gaming arena. How it won an audience through an organic foundation wasn't the first high-profile actual play show, but it captured lightning in a bottle in a way that few other online could. Show captured thousands of viewers with a deep, engaging world and fascinating characters. Obviously, it helps being voice actors. You literally get to create voices for your character, and they're very good at getting into that. I mean, it's easy success there. Critical Role's roots are organic and homegrown, with the cast originally coming together to play in a home game of Pathfinder to celebrate Liam's birthday. When Geek and Sundry approached the group about airing their game as a live stream, the group switched over to D&D 5th edition. The then new system was seen as more accessible than the crunchy Pathfinder system, but it also meant that the cast was functionally learning D&D in real time. That's fantastic. Instead of launching a brand new story, the cast picked up their characters and had their viewership jump into a deep end of a fully fleshed out world. Charming beginnings and inside jokes. Earliest episodes were bumpy, but have an indescribable charm. The show felt like an idealized game of D&D, with viewers enjoying every in-joke alongside the cast and joining the highs and the lows of every session. Not only did these episodes feature high-end combat and deep and complex lore, there was also a multi-hour shopping episodes and frequent pit stops to interact with every NPC, all of whom were given a surprising death of personality by Matt Mercer. Quickly discovered balance between engaging with their audience and remaining true to the storytelling pursuits. quickly brought into having a passionate, engaged fan base, sharing fan art, finding ways to engage with its audience through regular Q&A sessions. Even to this day, Critical Role's stories are the stories that its cast wants to tell. This is opposed to fishing for fan favorites or making in-game decisions that would please the fans. Experimental and intentional storytelling drive Critical Role's success. To this day, Critical Role tells the stories it wants to tell, with the audience just along for the ride. This has led to a bevy of controversial moments within the main campaign. The average Critical Role chat is filled with real-time discussion about moves and everything like that, about whether Mercer is pulling punches in major combats, and there are also experimental and delightfully weird programs. From a Sam miniseries that catered to kids and hilariously had a swear jar for the usually bawdy cast, to the strange sci-fi podcast Midst, Critical Role keeps finding places for weird ideas. At its heart, succeeded because the show tells compelling stories. I mean, yeah, absolutely. The world of Exandria, built by Matt Mercer, is a fascinatingly complex world filled with compelling or competing themes and ambitions, built upon the ideas of fallen empires and feuding gods. However, many of the stories told by the principal cast about found families are about found families and overcoming past trauma. As it continues to grow, the group strove to maintain its focus on storytelling. Fan base supported them throughout the earliest days, helping to fuel a robust merchandising arm that rivals much larger brands. Over time, became one of the biggest streaming Twitch channels, with thousands of subscribers joining during the pandemic, eventually transformed into a streaming show about a group of voice actors playing D&D to a full-fledged brand. One of Critical Role's biggest moments was when the group made the push into animation, obviously Vox Machina. $11 million Kickstarter to fund the first season. Success of the Kickstarter led to a lucrative partnership with Amazon Studios, of course. Cartoons are not straight adaptations of the campaign. Instead, they are independent projects that put the characters in new situations, occasionally deviate greatly from the core campaign. On a technical level, the growth of their business is fascinating. Every move the group makes is deliberate, from its partnerships to non-D&D campaign programming slate. Every move the company makes has a degree of forethought to it. Outside of the game table, Critical Role doesn't make a lot of daring moves, and instead waits for the right partnerships to emerge that matches its ethos. Their books with Penguin Random House opens in a new tab, started with character-focused novels exploring the space in between stories. That line has now expanded to include an adaptation of Tusk Love, in-world romance novel that became a running in-joke during their second campaign. That's funny. It's pretty amazing. Like, they have really, truly created quite the multimedia empire, if you will. Critical Role freely offers seats, as we saw, at the table to other storytellers. Some of Critical Role's strongest stories have come from outside their core campaign. Two Exandria Unlimited miniseries helmed by Brennan Lee Mulligan, the face of Critical Role's biggest actual play rival, Dimension 20, have received high praise and acclaim for the tragic stories, heartbreaking moments. Mulligan used his time on Exandria Unlimited to explore the pantheon of Critical Role in ways rarely explored in fantasy media, showcasing both the unlimited possibilities and the natural limitations that come with unlimited power. I like the fact that they're embracing the competition, like to a point where it almost doesn't feel like competition. That's pretty amazing. Like that's kind of rare for, obviously media. So many contracts or TV personalities have in their contract that you can't go on certain stations and networks and can't go on a rival show. It's fascinating to see them open up the DM role to people that are technically in competition with them. Little context for what's happening in the story. Laren wants to interplanar travel and has built something to do that on the down low. The Betrayer gods, specifically Asmodeus, the Lord of Hells, wants to take over the world by bringing the primordials back. Lewis wanted his paladin character to be the wanted his paladin character be the ultimate oath of redemption character, okay, and wants to find redemption in everyone, and that includes the Lord of Hells. So that obviously doesn't go well. Yeah, I picked up on that. And causes most of the events afterward. What happened in episode 2 was mainly the first interaction with Asmodeus and finding the people that had ulterior motives. It was spicy. It was quite spicy. There was a lot of moments of shock and awe is what we saw, which is pretty amazing. Group treats its fan base as willing passengers on their journey. They never dismiss fans' role in their success, but also do not pander to them. Well, yeah, if they did, that would completely ruin the authenticity of it. People are there to see them make stories. They wouldn't be there for anything else. Now, I'm assuming, if a group started with like audience polls and stuff like that, like maybe that could be a thing. Like it's almost like a let's play, actual play in a way, but that's not what Critical Role is. It's people watching them make their stories because they like their stories. They like how they do it. They like how they run it. Group is still fun. Every episode is a joyful celebration of friendship, success. It remains a group of friends trying to make each other laugh and cry through whatever medium they're dabbling in that week. Critical Role, expanding the voices of Exandria. Exandria is a vast and ever-growing world that the founders of Critical Role, notably Matt Mercer, has been building since before the show even began. Initially a home game, this world has been crafted for over a decade. While originally it was only the founders who took part in building it, that has changed. Further fleshed out through books, comics, mini-campaigns run by Abria and Brennan, the animated series has even played a part in adding new elements to the world. Through this, there are new voices that share the story of Exandria. This is done not just through the publishing branch of Critical Role or the guest GMs, but the guest players as well. Exandria belongs to everyone. Danny Carr, I always tell GMs and players when they come in, especially if they're working in the past, what we have is freedom. You have a lot of freedom because the way that I was actually describing it to Celia and Jasmine for Divergence was, think of this as a starscape that is in the sky, but you're going to tell me what the constellations are. We're seeing these stars, but you tell me how they connect, and then I will tell everyone else. That's how you sort of allow people to realize, because I feel like a lot of people come in and there's a fear of being overwhelmed. But I need everybody to know that what matters right now is their story. What matters is the story that they're telling. We will make it work. There are certain things, yes, you do need to not kill Grog before he shows up with Vox Machina, that kind of thing. But even then, it's like, well, we just had this resurrection DC's wrong, and that's okay. I think one of my gifts as a creative is being able to work through and fill plot holes pretty easily. I can usually figure out the path that we should take, but even then, it's been a gift to work with such brilliant creatives as Brennan and Abria and every player that has sat at the table, because they all get it. That's the thing about Exandria. It's a collaborative world. The story is constantly being written. Exandria doesn't belong to Matt, doesn't belong to Liam, certainly doesn't belong to me. It belongs to everyone who plays, everyone who comes in. Whether it be a home game, whether it be by themselves writing or drawing, whether it be on stream, belongs to everyone. Future is a big place, but for now it's very important to us that whatever stories people tell, Exandria is there for them because it is a map that can never be finished. It's very Disneyland in that aspect of just, we are never going to stop building because it doesn't belong to us. It belongs to everyone. It's collaborative. Critical Role is rare in how it expands the world of Exandria. This is not a world or narrative held by one creator. World is built first by Matt Mercer before the founding players inhabited it. This further fleshed out the world, bringing true life to the locations and story he wove. From there, new GMs and players have brought the past to life like never before with Calamity, Downfall, and Divergence. Truly unique aspect of the comics and books is how they examine NPCs. Exandria has engendered so much love for every little corner. It's a testament to the level of incredible world building that we lay primarily at Matt's feet because he is the holder of Exandria. This is Abrea. Everyone at the table and everyone behind the scenes, everyone that's worked on the lore, books, and the tie-in books, everyone that's touched this is deeply aware of and a part of making this world feel so real. You're like, yeah, that guy I met one time for a 2-minute scene. I want to know their whole deal. That's not true universally. I think there has to be a special shout out to a world and a story and a cycle of stories that have just engendered so much love for every little corner. It's looking at a little diamond and every facet is fascinating. It keeps growing and growing and growing. It's pretty sweet. I like the fact that it's never a stationary thing, you know? Danny's the lore keeper of Critical Role. She deals with a lot of the lore. Wow. Can't wait to read Tusk Love. I think it comes out in a couple weeks. Critical Role has released a lot of books for their characters to explain their pasts, but this is the first time they've done an in-world book that the characters themselves made up. Interesting. Very cool. It's amazing they can find the time to do all that. I'm assuming they have other writers. I'm assuming they have many employees at this point. The Mighty Nine continue to be fan favorites. Rebecca said, I have a soft spot for the Mighty Nine. I would love to write about Caduceus Clay. I'm an ace. He brought out asexual representation that I just loved. Taliesin, I don't know how he does it. We lost Molly Mock, and you're like, who is going to compete? And then he brings Caduceus, and you're just like, oh, I love him too. Huh. Tapestry has become more intricate over the decade with the new voices bringing a different perspective. Exandria is like a world like no other, having been built by a group through a combination of world building, improvisational storytelling. Very cool. Critical Role, Vox Machina Stories, Untold Review, heartbreaking, high octane, and hilarious. So much context to characters you know well, and some you may want to know more about in the world of Exandria. This is really impressive that they're able to pump out so much content for these improvisational stories. It's unbelievable. It's written by other writers. Tusk Love is actually written by the author who did Hurricane Wars. Interesting. Okay. That makes sense. For some reason, I was thinking like the actual like group was writing these novels. I'm like, how do they find the time? There's no way. There's no chance. How are they doing all this? So it makes sense that they have writers that kind of take and then go with it. I would consider myself a newer fan of Critical Role, Vox Machina, and the world of Exandria. I've been around a lot of people who know a lot about Critical Role, so I've always understood how large their exploits have become, but nothing had me prepared for the level of depth of some of the side characters you will recognize from Critical Role proper, Legends of Vox Machina, etc. Critical Role, Vox Machina Stories Untold is a group of stories written by 10 different authors. Oh. Dang, that's a lot of authors. Telling the stories of characters around Vox Machina's journeys. Each one has a different style, a different tone, and sometimes a different medium altogether. So let's grab a magical broom, turn into an eagle, or climb aboard Scallion Hand as we venture forth into Series Untold. Untold Stories begins with a foreword by Liam, or Vax, in Legends of Vox Machina, where we hear a little about the history of Critical Role and the love that Liam has for creating stories. That's nice. Won't be discussing every story in this novel as I would ruin the reading experience. Absolutely. There'll be some mild spoilers. Obviously, I'm not going to read all of this. While the Sun Tree is a pivotal part of Exandria, its history and the history of Whitestone is shrouded in a bit of mystery. We get to read about the origins of the Sun Tree from the perspective of the Sun Tree itself. In the title of this review, this is one of the heartbreaking stories. Oh, nice. It's got actual illustrations as well. Kind of helps you imagine the world, I guess. If it's a character book that goes through their past, then the players who are the characters will be largely involved, but they'll work with the writers. Yeah, makes sense. Edge of Glory by Kendra Wells is an example of how these stories are also different because this story is a comic book. Oh, that's fascinating. I like that one could be text, one could be a comic book. That is fantastic. That is really cool. Well, I do feel like this story could have been longer, mostly because I was having so much fun. It was a good story to place forth as it changes up the pace of the stories. Yeah, absolutely. Could you imagine reading a novel and then all of a sudden you turn a page and it's a comic book? Like, it would just be like jarring in a way, but welcomed, certainly. Yeah, especially at almost 100 pages in. Group of characters we didn't have much details about were Lady Kima and Allura. Those two are a dynamic duo throughout Legend of Vox Machina, and their love for each other was clear. Story of how their love bloomed throughout their time together. Exploits of Kaylee. Liar by Rory. Take This Down by Jess. Bend the Knee. Nibadita. Lives We Make. Interesting. Boy, you can really get lost. Absolutely get lost. Each of these stories are special in their own way and provide so much context to characters that we've seen in passing or were a major player in the plot of Vox Machina's adventures. Meanwhile, each one was thought out so well that it's truly impressive that it all fits together with the worlds of Exandria made by Matt Mercer and the cast of Critical Role. You can also listen to the audio version, interesting, of Stories Untold with narration by many of the cast members with stories related to their characters. I would also suggest going through this book while outside. It has an awesome calming effect. If you're a fan of Critical Role, fantasy as a whole, or just want something different, it's worth a read. Got a 98 on this review. No cons worth mentioning. There you go. I guess the only con was that the comic book story was not long enough because it was too fun. Interesting context to characters we know and some we don't know as well. Great length for each story. Well written and thought out. Very cool. Vox Machina and Mighty Nine have comic books. Some characters have full books about their past. Then there's books with short stories like this one. Nice. Boy. I asked Brendan Lee Mulligan and Matt Mercer to invent some new fantasy deities. Dimension 20 and Critical Role Game Masters showed me how to invent God. This is such a fascinating image. I'm blown away by how many two Steam Decks, and not the little ones that I have. We're talking the big ones. That's so wild. But I get it. You know, having one of the smaller ones, you got to make folders and hide everything. It's kind of confusing sometimes. In 1768, Voltaire wrote, "If God did not exist, it would be necessary to invent him." And boy, was he right. In the specific case of role-playing fantasy worlds, when Tolkien laid down the UR texts of modern fantasy fiction, he created a world where, just like in the myths and legends that influenced him, gods were absolutely real. They had desires and voices and sometimes bodies. They acted on the world in ways that made faith unnecessary. You could see with your own eyes. They're currently doing a mini campaign for their new TTRPG called Daggerheart. Wow. Dungeons & Dragons leaned in and heaped more deities into its Dungeon Master's guides. These days, it's pretty much theological Fortnite. That's funny. With the religious toothpaste out of the tube, establishing a pantheon and creation myth is part of a fantasy world building 101. Both Matt and Brennan are doing it at a 400 level at least. Exandria Unlimited Critical Role campaign follows the messy fallout of a war between gods and the efforts of mortals to assert themselves against forces that seem beyond their control. They seemed qualified for the task, so we did a little exercise. I gave them brief descriptions of fantasy worlds, and I asked them to create the gods that those worlds would worship. Even under pressure, they didn't disappoint. Check out the video to enter Mouth World, the world where all the bacteria living in a big mouth we're all bacteria living in a big mouth, and we pray to the beneficial goddess Soda.
To help me invent some new fantasy gods for my godless fantasy worlds, and they really delivered.
The humble god of lip balm. Ooh, they're getting chapped. It's breezy.
A lot of pantheons mythologically are designed out of a need to give reason for how things are. In a world battered by wind, I imagine there are spaces without. I would have like a god of Maelstrom versus a god of Solace. Two beings that are in conflict with each other but represent the places where challenges exist perpetually, and then that which looks over the spaces that are protected and still.
Ah. Wow.
That's succinct.
Probably like a god of fortune and opportunity, a god of like dream seeking. But there's also a very real working class city here as well. So having a god of each of those worlds, and the fact that they are, through infrastructure and city planning, largely segregated from each other.
I'd also say because it's a very sprawling city with an absolutely abysmal public transit system, there would be like a lesser entity or, god, idol of some kind. Maybe like call it like Podcast, the god of patient journeys.
Pat, is it good that we've put the most thought and care into Mouth World? So I think polytheistic Ragnarok, and their Ragnarok is the end of the night when teeth brushing will happen. I think there's like a triple-headed witch goddess of floss, toothbrush, and mouthwash that is like the end. That's like the fates. That's the end coming.
There would be a god of construction, building and expanding their abode. The entity that brings the plaque that is provided as the source of their expansion, Plaku.
And Plaku's wife is a goddess of delight and deliciousness known as Soda.
Ooh, and there could even be like an outer realm, sort of like cosmic horror entity that is just known as the White Mask, that comes in through a bright light on a horizon and just sterilizes the landscape to have to reset all of civilization.
Well, I also like the idea of a street preacher bacterium, and he's like, there are too many of us, too much revelry, but the end is coming. It's like an infection. There's like a massive abscess in the roof of the It's like, welcome to Abscess City. And it shoots into the brain and kills the host body, and the party's fucking over, I
love it. Oh, that is a godless realm.
No divinity would touch it.
Oh my God. That is phenomenal. I hate them for taking this seriously. Yeah. They did so well on that. That's crazy. That is absolutely bonkers. That was so well done. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The ability to, well, I mean, you have to have, I would say, probably one of their biggest gifts, obviously, is improvisation, but their willingness to do homework plan it. They're obviously very good brainstormers, even on the spot. But I'm assuming a good deal of time goes into just them thinking about it, taking down some notes, looking at the notes, thinking about it some more. I'm sure there's quite the process to it. And what I appreciate is their use of the English language, as I screw it up. Use of the English language. They obviously have very good dictionary skills. Their vocabulary is fantastic, which helps them craft these wonderful worded or names for all these different things. And they use a couple of words where I was just like, I've never used that word in my life. Just in that video. So you got to have a mastery of vocabulary to really do it up and to be able to do fantasy correctly. It's certainly something, or, you have to make up your own words, right? Tolkien was famous for doing that. And, certainly with the Elvish language and all that stuff, it's a lot. You got to put in the time and the effort and all that stuff to really make it into a thriving setting. The characters and all that stuff. It's a lot. It is a lot. I could not do that at all. Honestly, I don't think I could either. I don't know if I could either. Probably not, frankly. I just don't know how you find the time. If it's your job, sure, but as a hobby, I don't have the time for that in-depth of a hobby. I don't know how people do it. Their vocab is expansive, but also the cast of Critical Role will never let Matt live his mistakes down because, yeah, right. I'm sure a lot of their inside jokes and humor is just ribbing them for that stuff. They just expect perfection, and anything less than that, they're just going to rib them over it. That's so funny. Looking forward to part 3, of course. That'll be interesting. I guess there's 4 videos, right? So there should be 4 parts, hopefully. Maybe. We'll see. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. It is Caitlin and Frost. It is from The Flash. And this is entitled Whatever It Takes. Whenever I hear Whatever It Takes, I just think of the theme song to Degrassi. Whatever it takes, I know we'll make it through. All right, let's bring this up and jump in. Killer Frost. Not just Frost. Killer Frost.
Not anymore. Now leave me alone.
All good, Kate.
Time passed.
4 episodes.
I'd let you pass, unless you want to know what it feels like when the liquid in your eyeballs crystallize.
Yeah.
Killer Frost, duck. Let's go!
I'm gonna go get him.
Don't be cold, Flash.
Just as a side note, I would assume being an actor, it would feel amazing to have 2 different characters in the same performance. Yes, you get to do the normal human type of acting and whatnot. So you get to experience all that, but then you get to have some fun and really get wild with it and do a superhero and stuff. That's got to be amazing.
Don't be cold, Flash. This is colder. I sound like Katie.
Tell him you're not, I'm out.
Tell him that I'm done. Frosty melted away. Let's come for you, Katie.
She's definitely got a face for it.
I thought touching without permission was what
She
you
does this. It's like,
Can Caitlin Snow do this? Cool knife. I've got
Puppies are going down because you didn't want to.
You don't tell us.
save the puppies.
Don't make me cry.
You'll kill a frost.
Actually, she's the satisfying guy. Even though it's always felt like you were a part of me, for the first time it feels like I'm a part of you.
You've only got to ask yourself one thing. What would Killer Frost do?
Whatever it takes.
Excellent. Literally named the song.
Expecting someone else? Hey, Cricket Freak, you and I have some unfinished business. What's going on? Is this business or a social call? Business, I see.
Kate? Being the hero now, are you?
The bad guy was taken, so yeah.
That's awesome. That is so cool. Oh, sometimes I watch that and I'm like, you know, it'd be pretty cool to be a superhero or have some sort of powers. I think about, what would my power be? I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. What's great? I mean, flying is pretty cool. That's like a go-to one. Hearing other people's thoughts would be kind of interesting, although somewhat damaging, I'm assuming. That would be a pretty cool power. Especially if it's like you're in a warm climate. You could just make like an ice chair and just sit in it and be like, that feels nice. It's the simple things, right? It's the little things in life. Go ahead and throw that some love. That was an excellent edit. Excellent, excellent. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. And as always, check out their channel. They might have other videos that might interest you. So you never know. You might see a video and you're like, hey, I want to request this. You could do that. Let's pull up some information on Caitlin Snow and Killer Frost. There we go. Caitlin Snow. The things we see, the things that we face, no one can do this alone. Trying is the biggest mistake that you can make. It's Caitlin to Barry. We went over on Wednesday. Let's see here. After suffering a clinical death from a seizure, subsequently being revived by her regenerative powers, her biochemistry was altered, culminating in her becoming fully consumed by her anger as Killer Frost. Later encountering and allying with Savitar after the proclaimed speedster god reveals his true identity as a future version of Barry Allen. Later, between Cisco giving Caitlin the choice to cure herself rather than force it on her, and watching Savitar nearly kill him, Caitlin finally regained her true personality and control of her powers. Despite this, Caitlin decided not to take the cure. Feeling lost to her own identity, Caitlin left Team Flash on good terms to rediscover herself. 6 months later, having seemingly come to terms with her mistakes as Killer Frost, Caitlin finally decided to rejoin Team Flash, only to discover that her Killer Frost side had returned. Well, I think she did say there that, you know, she lost herself, but, you know, it also kind of made her feel more included after a while. Shortly after returning to Team Flash, Caitlin once again began to struggle with her Killer Frost side and eventually lost control. Iris convinced both Caitlin and Killer Frost that they could try to be the same person instead of choosing one life over the other. It's kind of an interesting allegory to Hulk, and then that weird mix between Hulk and Bruce Banner. It's like big Hulk with glasses. As such, when preparing to serve as backup to Barry along with Cisco, she stated, "Snow and Frost standing by," emphasizing that both Caitlin and Killer Frost were prepared to work together to help. When the baddies from World War II, I just have to say that, I guess, from Earth X tried to invade Earth 1, she aided her friends in the battle that followed, earning Mick Rory's affection. Ooh. In a battle against Clifford DeVoe, she lost her Killer Frost side as a result of DeVoe using Dominic Lanes's powers to create a mental block. After defeating Siren X from Earth X, Caitlin discovers that Killer Frost is still inside her, without the presence of dark matter. She later learns from a suppressed memory that Killer Frost has been with her since childhood. Good Lord. Before she was exposed to the dark matter released by the particle accelerator. So she was born to be Killer Frost. Just need a little spark. Need a little, little movement. Caitlin managed to break through the mental block that DeVoe had created and regain Killer Frost. By late 2019, she began referring to her alternate persona simply as Frost. So she dropped the killer part. Caitlin and Frost are affected by exposure to the Mirror Monarch's rays, causing Frost's cells to replicate enough to create a new body, and also separating their telepathic connection. After Frost died, Caitlin and Mark Blaine attempted to resurrect her through Caitlin using a consciousness resurrection machine. However, the machine malfunctioned and a new personality came out instead. New personality ultimately decided to stay against the wishes of Team Flash to bring back either Caitlin or Frost, instead taking the name Keone. Weird. Keone realized her higher calling as a goddess and ascended. Since she no longer needs a body, Caitlin's consciousness was able to return. Wow. That is a lot. Frost. Some of you only think of me as the criminal I used to be. Back then, I was only interested in protecting myself, but then I found someone else worth protecting. And protecting that person led me to protecting a whole city. Slowly, I changed. Frost, formerly known as Killer Frost, deceased. Greek goddess of snow. Caitlin developed a special partnership with her Killer Frost side, going on to analyze her condition, which resulted in Killer Frost becoming a full-blown split personality. The actions of whom Caitlin largely would not remember. Reminds me of Me, Myself, and Irene. Me, Myself, and Irene? Something like that. With Jim Carrey. That was a wild movie. Wild movie. He would just completely change into this like bad guy as opposed to, his normal cop self. And he would have no idea what the heck he did at any given moment. It was crazy. Very funny, of course. Jim Carrey movie. Eventually, Frost became Hellfrost and confronted Deathstorm. Newly upgraded powers. Frost absorbed Deathstorm into herself, killing her in the process. That's terrible. Frost then asked if they were a team, referring to them both as Barry and Caitlin. He looked up and replied that he wasn't Barry and she wasn't Caitlin. She then asked if Savitar was really going to kill Iris after all the memories he shared with her. He asked if she was having second thoughts about their plan, and she only shook her head, visibly scared. Memories begin to flood into Savitar's head, and she asked what he saw. He explains that Barry went back in time to ask for Leonard Snart's help to retrieve the power source for their weapon to use against Savitar. Frost asked if she should stop them, but Savitar just said that it doesn't matter. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Here we go. 7 years ago, Reddit. Can anyone explain to me the relationship between Killer Frost and Caitlin Snow? Are they the same person? Killer Frost is a separate identity within Caitlin, kind of like a second soul. Sounds like a second Hulk. Sometimes they make her angry to get her to switch. So it's two people in one body. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So was Killer Frost some other person before she got fused with Caitlin, or did it just appear due to dark matter? She's a manifestation of dark matter formed from Caitlin's darkest wishes and desires, to the best of my knowledge. The writers bothered to properly and adequately explain her duality, instead of the forced humor, forced friendships, and too much Ralph or Iris and their characters' evolution this season, then it'd be clear to us viewers. The Killer Frost of Season 3 and of Season 4 seemed to be two different Killer Frosts, yet the writers couldn't be bothered to write clear exposition about her personality, powers, etc. Roasted. Boom, roasted. See, it has multiple personality, her way of coping. They're the same person unless something else happens. They were supposed to be the same, but the writers are treating it as like a second soul. Essentially like if twins were born in the same body and one had superpowers. Killer Frost is Caitlin's alter personality, just like Magenta is to Frankie Kane and Trajectory is to Eliza Harmon. Dark matter likes to bring out dark personalities. Well, it wouldn't be very interesting if it brought out a good personality. Just all of a sudden you're like helping people and, you know, and the norm. Actually, that would be very funny. I just thought about, oh gosh, what is that character? Jessica Jones. What if she had like an alt personality where she was like a super happy-go-lucky, like helpful, charity-giving kind of person? That would be kind of funny. That would be kind of funny. Alrighty. That was excellent. Excellently done. Let's go ahead and bring up the next member-requested video off ToddReacts.com. Joylada Gang moments I think about a lot. These are Jundunk and Ponfuin. Alrighty. Let's do it. Let's jump in. Moments I think about a lot. This could be anything. I'm assuming and expecting chaos. And I think that's what we're going to get. Let's go into it. I'm going to change the aspect ratio of this. I'm like, that is way too small. All right, here we go. Move it over a little bit, bring it down. That should be good. Here we go. If you fall, there's no exit. That's funny.
POV. You are entering the Joylada Gang world.
Never to be found again.
Will still go back to their own cat.
Runs away.
ผมจัดการจุกได้แล้วจุกเป็นไฟเป็นน้ำพออยู่ด้วยกันเนี่ยมันพอดีสวัสดีครับผมชูมาเชงครับวันนี้เราจะมาดูดวง GMMTV กันนะครับใน
ไหนคุณดังนัทชัยครับเดี๋ยวผมจะดูให้คุณนะครับผมจะดูคนที่เขาแอบชอบคุณมานานแสนนาน แต่เขาก็ไม่กล้าบอกคุณสักทีนะครับผมคนนั้นก็คือนี่ครับ
เอ้าไง
ลองมงปะเนี่ยไม่ลองเมื่อกี้ถ่ายไว้ไหมว่าผมสับไพ่โยก
What
เห็นไหมสับไพ่โยกแต่อยากจะบอกว่ามีคนที่เขาแอบชอบคุณเหมือนกันตัวนี้ก็คือภูวินได้เอามาสองมา
คุณครูสุโขทัยกับเด็กเกเร
Oh, jeez.
น้องลูกไม่ต้องอ่านพอแล้วภูวินพอแล้ว
เดี๋ยวว่าคืนนี้ต้องมีคนไปสอบแน่เลย
ไม่ดีอย่าไม่ช่วย
ผู้สารภาพตัวว่าเคยอ่าน
ทุกคนต้องด่าว่าอ่านเนาะคุณเคยอ่าน
เคยอ่านของตัวเองแต่แบบไม่รู้ว่ามันชื่อว่าจรดา
มันเป็นแอป
มันคือชื่อ
มันเป็นแอปหนึ่งเป็นแอป
เคยเห็นนะเคยแบบเห็นแบบเอาจุงกับดังไปแบบไป
ใช่เป็น
แล้วอ่านนิยายตัวเองนี่รู้สึกยังไงอ่ะมันรู้สึกยังไงกับอ่านนิยายตัวเอง
นั่นน่ะสิมัน
มันตอนเราอ่านนิยายแค่นายอ่ะ
แต่สิ่งที่เขาเขียนมันเหมือนเป็นสิ่งที่เขาอยากต้องการที่เขาอยากจะเห็นนะเราปะแต่ว่าเราแบบดังชาวนิวิไลเรียคำตอบต้องเป็นอะไรคำตอบก็แล้วแต่คุณ
You know what I just thought of? It'd be hilarious if Jung had like a pen name, and it just so happened like every pen name was his. So every piece of fiction that was written about them was just him.
มีเอางี้คุณกลับไปอ่านแล้วเดี๋ยวครั้งหน้าผมมาตอบ
ทุกคนแบบไม่ดีโอ้
20 บวก
พวกผมก็20 บวกนะนี่22เฮ้ยเคยบอก19มีน้องเล็กคนหนึ่ง
ไม่เป็นไร20 บวกก็เหมือนหนังผมเนี่ยแหละ20 บวก
เฮ้ยดังเฮ้ยภูวินเฮ้ยเป็นไงบ้างบอลอยู่ไหนอะบอลเหรอบอลไม่มาบอลไม่มาอ๋อเนี่ยมาจุงวันนี้มาวันนี้มาจุงอะเนี่ยแล้วฉันเหลืออะไรได้ไหมโอเค Yeah yes sir baby let's go
The toxic pony crossover is just hilarious. Or mashup. Might as well do the Carlton.
ดังพูวินดังพูวินได้ดังพูวินแอบฟินอยู่
It's quite satisfying.
ดังปอนไม่ฟินอ่ะไม่ฟิน
He's like a sommelier. No, it's got a bad note on it. The note just doesn't hit the palate right.
You better not mess with my gang, or you'll be messing with Oopie Goopy,
General Munchkin Man, Lil Jim Bob, and worst of all, Larry.
There's always one who's just like, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm just happy to be here.
I don't care what people say. Let's get dirty. Aussie, 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 yeah. Come on, baby, come with me.
Thirst trap number 1. I'm surprised there hasn't been more yet. I'm actually kind of surprised. That face. That face was crazy. Mm.
น้องผู้อยู่ไหนเหรอนี่อยู่ในใจพี่อยู่ในใจพี่ปอนี่โอ้โหจี๊ดเกินนี่โอ้โห
Cake is spotted. Cakes. It's like a fashion show. It's like a fashion runway, but with cakes. That is the wildest filter I think I've ever seen. Mm.
Everything about
about this. Stage makes me.
He doesn't know it, but he's giving effort. He's giving effort.
What the boy doing?
What the dog
with my
doing?
glasses? What the boy doing? What the boy doing?
Oh man, what the ball doing?
What the boy doing?
Why he ain't turning? Why he
Got
ain't
transferred back into 1980 with those. He's in Miami. That jacket, though. Mm. Just had to clarify that real quick.
Happy birthday คุณไปจนคุณ100 ปีขอบคุณครับโกสชิปลอยมาแล้วครับปีหนึ่งเอ้ยไม่เป็นไรปีรู้ว่าปีหนึ่งอ่ะปีหนึ่งจำได้มันมีคนเขียนนิยายเราด้วยนะจำได้ไหมแบบงงมากเลยอ่ะตอนปีหนึ่งอ่ะแบบตอนเราเพิ่งเข้าไปโซนได้ก็ได้ตลกว่า
This is what Joylada Gang doing when Fuad is not there.
เข้าใจแต่ว่าผมเหมือนคนสวยจริงเหรอแต่งตัวไม่ดูตัวเองแล้วไม่ทันผู้บริหารเอาจริงว่าเขาไม่มีเลยนะผมเดินถึงทางงานเลยอะไรนะจะได้ไม่เปล่าอ๋อแบบอ้อชื่อมันจัดเป็นแฟนเราเอาสมมติว่าคุณจุงครับคุณต้องขอบคุณผมหรือเปล่าที่ผมให้พาคนนี้คนนี้นี่แบบน่ารักนะเราก็ทำดีเราก็ทำอะไรกันตรงนี้เดี๋ยวพี่ไม่น่ารักหรอกเรากลัวไม่น่ารักหรอกคนนี้น่ารักอยู่แล้วคนนี้น่ารักอยู่แล้วปอนภูวินจุงดัง
June with the, what am I, chopped liver? I've used that photo so many times for thumbnails, and I will use it again and again and again and again. Excellent, excellent compilation. Moments I think about a lot. There's a lot of moments there. I like that they're so comfortable on stage and they're just willing to, goof around and be themselves and whatnot. It's really, it's something we don't see a lot of in the Hollywood scene, of course. I mean, it's been more held at like conventions and stuff like that. Like that's been the most kind of eye-opening thing. Obviously, press interviews and stuff like that get released, but it's usually not that fun. Like this is fan meets are totally different and way more enjoyable. I just wish it was more common, frankly. Excellent, excellent compilation. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love and check out their channel. They might have other videos that you might find interesting. I will post that for those of you watching live. There you go. Let's pull up some information on Pond, Fuin, and Joondunk. We'll just do a couple pages from each. We'll start with Pond Fuin. Pond is an actor and member of the band Jasper. He's 24 years old, born in 2001. Fuin is an actor and singer-songwriter, 21 years old, born in 2003. They've acted together in their pair for Fish Upon the Sky, 2021, Never Let Me Go, 2022, and We Are, 2024. Pond just starred in Leap Day without Fuin, the final episode of which aired June 24th. Let's see. Thai mystery thriller. Okay. All right. Interesting. Let's read a little bit about it. Day and Night. That is a fantastic character names. Who were born on February 29th are both afflicted by a horrible curse that will take away their loved ones every 4 years. That is crazy. I like that. I don't think I've heard of anything quite like that. The curse's threat to others around them keeps the two isolated. That makes sense. One day, Night meets Dream, his classmate who becomes his source of happiness. Meanwhile, Day is caring for Ozone, an autistic kid of his distant relative after his mother dies. As Day and Night's 20th birthday draws near, they become more concerned about their loved ones. Oh, geez. Oh, no. Oh, that's brutal. They finally meet people that like they want to be around, and it's just you're going to be gone. And they got to figure out how to take care of that. That's crazy. That sounds really good. Only 12 episodes, 44 minutes runtime. It's available on YouTube. Dang, that sounds really good. Fuin graduated from university last year, studied information and communication engineering in the international program. The international programs are taught in English. Cool. Fuin began acting on television at the age of 11. Wow, kid actor. Getting his first speaking role in the series Sunshine, My Friend. In 2015, he performed in The Sound of Music. Wow, in theater. Hills Are Alive, The Sound of Music. Pond studied biomedical engineering at an Institute of Technology. In 2019, he was named the most handsome man in the Faculty of Engineering and was a candidate for the Hot Student Competition. Whoa. What? That is a competition? That's something. That is very interesting. Kind of reminds me of the origin story of Facebook from the movie Social Network, when it started as a hot or not website for college students or university students. If you scroll to the bottom of Pond's wiki page, he appears to have won every award he's been nominated for. Excuse me? All right, let's skip to the... Oh, I wish it had like the shortcut or whatever. All right, I'll just skip. Oh my God. Look at that. Dang. Now that is a good win streak. That's pretty amazing. Outstanding rising actor, rising male actor of the year, popular male teenager. Technically, it was second place, I guess. Dang. Best couple of the year, popular Y Series actor, best artist award. That's crazy. That is absolutely fantastic. Can you imagine just going to an award show knowing you'll win? You must feel like that at this point. In 2023, Fu-Wen began voice acting, voicing Lifeweaver in the first-person shooter game Overwatch 2, which I have definitely played quite a bit of. I'm not great at it. I'm okay. You know, it just kind of depends on what kind of team you have around you. I've played in games where I've been very good. I've played in games where I've been very bad. It just kind of depends. New Hero claimed to be the first Thai origin in the gaming industry and openly a pan character called Lifeweaver. I absolutely hate playing against this character. They fly around a lot and just are such an annoyance. Not to say anything about, obviously, Fu-Wen, but it's one of those characters where you're facing them and you just hate it. I can't remember the name of the sniper, but, brutal. Brutal. That one is bad. That one's real bad because it's literally like a one shot and you're done. So, yeah, support class, so basically healing, difficult to get rid of, but, you know, you need a support character. And it feels good. It feels real good to take out the R Team support character. I will say that. Character has become the subject of studies regarding representation of LGBTQ characters in video games, with many describing his appearance in the Overwatch cast as inclusive and a positive step forward. Voice lines suggesting a potential relationship with Baptiste. Sends out bursts of healing to allies and can be charged to release a certain amount. Secondary fire is Thorn Volley, which sends a spree of needle-like projectiles out. Brutal. Can use Rejuvenating Dash to quickly move into a new position while restoring some of his own health. Create temporary platforms that rise when stepped on by any player. Yep. You'll be shooting at somebody, and then you'll just get one of those and just go whoop way up in the air, and your line of your sights like completely lose who you were shooting at, and they can get away. It's, oh my gosh. Ugh. Brutal. If you haven't played Overwatch 2, I kind of recommend it. It's very much a arena shooter, very much like Halo in a way. You just kind of start with a character and then you just go around this arena with two teams. Fu-Wen passed the blind audition looking for a native Thai who was also affluent in English, as there are some in-game scripts in the character's mother tongue. I think Overwatch 2 was supposed to be this big thing that they didn't move away from the online multiplayer aspect of it. I think they were supposed to have like this big, kind of like Fortnite, where they were supposed to have this big, like, I guess Fortnite's was Save the World or whatever, and they never really made much of it. It never really, took off. And I think Overwatch 2 was kind of hurt by that. They kind of leaned into the multiplayer and never really flushed out the single player or anything like that. The narrative, if you will. This summer, he was the Thai dub for Hiccup, the lead in the live action of How to Train Your Dragon. There you go. It's in theaters now, I believe. Pond and Dunk were best friends from college. This is Dunk speaking on how they met.
รู้สึกเพราะว่าเราเจอกันตั้งแต่ปีหนึ่งครับเราเรียนมหาลัยเดียวกันอ๋อเหรอเราเรียนที่เดียวกันเลยเหรอที่เดียวกันเลยเราแต่คนละคณะหรือว่าคณะเดียวกันอ๋อคณะเดียวกันด้วยวิศวะผมมาจากคอมอินโนเวชั่นแต่ว่าเขาจะเป็นแบบไบโอเมดิคอลเดี๋ยวก่อนที่จะพูดเรื่องก่อนที่จะพูดเรื่องต่อไปขออนุญาตแปลชื่อแผนกชื่ออะไรที่เรียนนิดหน่อยชื่ออะไรนะของผมคอมพิวเตอร์นวัตกรรมวิศวกรรม
Oh, he said it in English.
ประมาณนั้นแล้วของวิศวะคอมพิวเตอร์ของปอนจะเป็นวิศวะการแพทย์โอ้โหอันนั้นยากก็คือออกแบบเครื่องมือการแพทย์ถูกป่ะใช่นี่เพิ่งรู้นะเนี่ยมีการศึกษาที่สุดนะเนี่ยรู้ว่าปอนเก่งนะจริงตื่นเต้นน่ะอยากโทร
Oh, he's smart. I had no idea.
ถามว่าจริงไหมเนี่ย
นี่บอกว่าอยากถามว่าจริงไหมเขาจะโกหกทำไมล่ะเขาเก่งครับผมแล้วเราก็แบบรู้สึกว่าตั้งแต่ปีหนึ่งอ่ะมันจะมีเรื่องเล่าอยู่ก็คือเราอ่ะต้องแบบไปแต่ละห้องมันจะมี10 ห้องใช่ไหมของวิศวะเนี่ยมันจะรวมแบบภาคอินเตอร์กับภาคไทยซึ่งผมไปแล้วแบบมันไม่มีที่นั่งผมก็เลยไปตรงแถวก๊อกน้ำไม่จะไม่งงกันเก้าอี้แถวอะไรอย่างงี้คนไปแถวก๊อกน้ำคือเก้าอี้มันเต็มหมดแล้วแล้วคือแบบตรงนั้นอ่ะมันจะมีร้านขายน้ำแล้วก็ตรงก๊อกน้ำเอาไว้แบบล้างจานอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
อ๋อไม่ใช่ห้องเรียนใช่ไหมเป็นโรงอาหาร
เป็นโรงอาหาร
อ๋อโอเค
โรงอาหารผมก็เลยแบบไปยืนตรงนั้นพอไม่มีที่นั่งแล้วอยู่ๆก็มีผู้ชายคนหนึ่งสูงๆเดินมาเอาละเดินมาแบบยังไงเดินอย่างนี้เลยเฮ้ยแล้วก็แบบสบตากัน5 วิปากจู่ๆจำได้เลยปากจู่ๆได้ไหมต้องปากอย่างเงี้ยเอาละไม่รู้อะไรฮะเป็ดใช่ไหมสูงปากจู่ๆไม่ใช่ตายแล้วอันนั้นสูงไปกลัวเลยพี่ทีสูงไปโอเคเพื่อนเองเพื่อนปอนกลางวันยังกลางวันอยู่ยังกลางวันอยู่โอเคกลางวันตอนนั้นก็คือแบบโอ้โหเดินมาแบบออร่ามากอันนี้ต้องแบบดาราชัวร์ก็คือเดินมามองตากัน5 วิผมจำได้เลยแบบสบตากันแบบอย่างนี้แหละใครอย่างนี้แหละแล้วแบบอยู่ๆเขาเดินมาแล้วก็ yo what's up bro อันนี้คือคำแรกที่ทักกันเลยอันนี้คือรู้จักกันมาก่อนอยู่แล้วยังไม่เคยรู้จักกันจริงไหมเนี่ยแต่เคยเห็นในตึกไม่เคยไม่คือยังไม่เข้าแกรมมี่กันยังไม่เข้า JMTV เลยเขายังไม่เข้าคุณยังไม่เข้าก็คือเรียนก่อนก็คือ2 คนอ่ะยังไม่เข้า
That's so funny. So, yo, what's up, bro?
แบบโรงเรียนต่างโรงเรียนแล้วก็เดินมา yo what's up แล้วเราทำไงเราก็ตอบป่ะก็ตอบอยู่แล้วเราก็แบบสายนี้อยู่แล้วไงแล้วเราตอบว่าอะไรตอนนั้นตอบว่าอะไร yo
Yo! Before they formed Jasper, Pond and Jung collaborated with Lycan on The Charm. Not the music video, in case it's ever a reaction request. Nice. I like that. That's catchy. That's super catchy. All right, we'll do one more page, and then we'll hop on over to Joondunk. Recent footage of Pon Fuin and Gemini 4th. Just no one safe, having a good time, joking, laughing, all that good stuff. Fuin, excuse me, Gemini. How'd you get this messy? Fourth, we're all hoping for a shirtless moment. Listening and learning. Bro, WTF? Just eating. Still eating. I feel that. Fuin is part of the cast of Scarlet Heart, which you've had mentioned in the Gemini 4th doc a bit. Together, their next BL is going to be Me and Thee. Nice. Set to Sail in 2025 with me and thee. A mafia and photographer's love story. That crushed velvet suit. Story centers on Thee, who will be portrayed by Pond, a wealthy businessman and mafia who owns Arseni and has an unusual obsession with Thai soap operas. Thee finds himself infatuated with a model, Aaron, who will be played by Santa. Santa? I know him. I know who he wants to pursue. However, Peach will be portrayed by Fuin, a photographer and friend of the model, isn't happy with Thee's approach to winning over his friend. Then as Peach confronts him about it, Thee seeks Peach's help, asking him to teach... Oh my gosh, get out of here. Continue reading. Asking him to teach him how to make the model fall in love with him. Kind of like the... oh gosh. What is that movie with Will Smith and... Oh gosh. Will Smith and Kevin James. Oh my gosh, that's going to drive me nuts. What is it? Hitch. Hitch, that's what it is. Yes, Cookie, you got it. You got it. However, as Thee spends more time with Peach, his feelings shift. Well, obviously, this is not like Hitch. And what began as a pursuit of Aaron evolves into an unexpected connection with Peach, causing Thee to fall for the photographer instead. He's willing to do anything or purchase anything, even buying an entire cafe, just because Peach likes its coffee. Calling and christening it Café de Peach. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that? If someone just bought a restaurant or cafe or whatever because you enjoyed it and then named it after you? Wow. That's a bold move. That is a bold, bold move. Trailer for it reached 4 million views. Reddit chat about me and Thee. All right, let's see what they're saying. All right. I think they're pleased. I think they like it. 41 upvotes. Pond is a natural comedian. He really improved so much, and they look super, super hot. Director really utilized their visuals. Pond as a mafia boss is long overdue. So happy that Pond is finally playing the rich young master role. Can't wait to see how gorgeous he will look in all the suits. Silly, sexy show. Okay. Pond really fits this type of role. It's kind of campy. I'm a loud and proud Unforgetting Night fan, so I love it. Also a cameo from NLMG Blue Cocktail. They're in the Kin Porsche pool. Huh. Sugar Daddy Pond. My boy being adorable. Fuin very clearly opened his mouth in this trailer kiss, so hopefully we won't hear about that anymore. So happy with when a mafia boss is so dumb. I'm here for this one. Pond Fuin getting a lot of screen time, looking amazing. Hopefully a plot that holds my attention. That seems to be kind of a struggle for some. It made me laugh, so it's a good start. That is a good start. Seated AF. I'm excited but a bit disappointed. I wanted a more serious stuff from them. Well, they're working on it. That's for sure. It seems like potentially there's more just from like, I don't know, all the information we've gone over. It seems like they're leaning into some more dramatic, less comedy-driven stuff. So the turn from dark mafia to comedy. The story that Pond Fuin will play these characters turned out to be true. It has long been hinted on Twitter. Pond is a dangerous mafia who's clueless, and in the soap opera models made me cackle throughout. Paired him with Est as the bodyguard chef kiss. Damn, would it kill to have a series in which Fu-in is the one who's pursuing Pond? That said, I'll watch literally anything with these two. There's some opinions from folks. Me and Thee has entered pre-production. Okay. Including the first table read. We got smiles. We got presumably a laugh there. We got smiles again. And workshopping, June 27th. So, literally. Little video of Fu-in playing a handpan. Pond watching him. Beautiful. That's awesome. That's really cool. I like that. All right, let's move on to June Dunk. Oh boy, starting off with Reddit. What do we got here? June Jasper and his +1. Censored. Is Dunk pulling June's shirt? But looking at the smile on June's face, he's clearly enjoying whatever Dunk is doing to him. Can you imagine taking a group photo that looks that good? Like, it looks staged. It looks legitimately staged. That's crazy. Everyone else loses their minds. Flying kisses. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. If you'd like to request any sort of reaction or playing or anything like that, you can certainly do so. Appreciate it. ToddReacts.com. Check it out. All right. Let's see here. Dunk insists he doesn't get jealous.
เคยบอกไปหลายรอบแล้วว่าไม่ห่วงจริงๆจะถอดเสื้อถอดอะไรก็ไม่ติดเพราะ take it off ไง
Actions and words not quite meeting.
เคยบอกไปหลายรอบแล้วว่าไม่ห่วงจริงๆจะถอดเสื้อถอดอะไรก็ไม่ติด
Oh my gosh. Jung apparently took exception to the claim of no jealousy because he posted this that evening. That's hilarious. Caption translates to no one's going to get jealous anyway. That's so funny. Jasper press tour, June talking about his changing attitude to money and spending.
ผมจะไม่ได้ซื้อของแล้วคือแต่ก่อนผมชอบนะแต่ก่อนผมเป็นคนวัตถุนิยม
Materialism
ชอบแบบกระเป๋าชอบรองเท้าชอบเสื้อชอบรถชอบคือเหมือนแบบอารมณ์แบบเด็กๆก็ชอบอยากได้เพลนั้นนี่โตมาอยากได้กระเป๋าก้อยนั้นอยากได้รองเท้าอันนี้กับอันนั้นอะไรอย่างเงี้ยแต่พอโตมาแล้วพอได้ซื้อจริงๆพอมันมีแบบมันในระดับหนึ่งอย่างเงี้ยรู้สึกว่ามันก็แค่นี้ชีวิตหมายถึงแบบผมจะไม่ได้ซื้อของ
That is a very good point. I mean, especially if you don't grow up with much, or you don't have access to it, or you just don't want to spend the money because your budget's tight or something like that, and you eventually get money, you're going to go wild. Like everybody, you're allowed a little grace, right? As soon as you come into some money, he probably came into a decent amount of money compared to what he used to have, and probably bought a lot of stuff, cars, clothes, whatever. Eventually you realize, and I'm not saying this because I'm, super wealthy and I can buy whatever I want. No, I'm not saying this from experience. I'm just saying this from, just what I've kind of figured out just from normal purchases. Materialistic stuff doesn't bring you happiness. It might bring you a little joy when you first get it. Maybe the anticipation. We've all been there when we ordered something online. It's shipping. We're looking for emails. Ooh, where's the tracking? Where's it at? How far away is it? That kind of thing. We've all been there. We're looking forward to it. It gives you that anticipation. You feel good. And then it arrives. Ooh, big day, right? Big day. It arrives. You grab it. You open it up. You get that explosion of, feeling good and happiness and all that good stuff. And then, you use it, wear it, whatever. And then eventually that fades. And then you need something else. It's like, chasing the dragon, if you will. You'll never catch it. You'll never catch it because nothing will hold your attention that much and bring you joy forever. Everything's got an expiration date, right? Especially something materialistic. So you'll get that initial hit, but then you'll eventually crave something else. So I think eventually what a lot of people find is that, money's great. Obviously it pays for bills and stuff like that. That would be a very nice thing. But it won't, just buying a jet ski will not be like the greatest thing of your life forever. Like, yes, you'll have that great time where you enjoy it. And, maybe you don't use it a lot, so you enjoy it for a bit longer. But eventually it just becomes part of the background. It just is what it is. You lose that initial high, if you will, of enjoying something you bought and spent money on and was looking forward to and researched and all that stuff. So it sounds like June kind of came to that conclusion, like, I used to be materialistic. I wanted a bunch of stuff, and then I got it, and I realized, it's not everything it's not everything it's made out to be. It's not everything that's going to give you everything. It just is what it is. So he doesn't do a lot of shopping anymore, even though he probably has more money than he ever had. Even from the initial start, he probably has way more money at this point. And it's just not doing it for him. He's like, you know what? This doesn't bring me joy. This doesn't bring me happiness. It's kind of an interesting realization there that I think we all kind of go through, and maybe we notice it, maybe we don't. Maybe you live in, that ecstasy of not noticing. And then some of us notice these things and like, that's weird. I get all happy and then it just goes away. And then I have to buy something else. And then I get that and then I lose it. And I get it and I lose it. And I get it and I lose it. And eventually you just go, I'm done. I'm done. Every once in a while you get something, you enjoy it, but it's not a regular. After an event of his own, Jung traveled 6 hours to see Dunk. All right, let's finish this one first. Sounds like he went into a little bit more detail on money. There's happiness in buying things we like, but in the end, I feel that there's something that I really like.
เอาไปบริจาคคนที่เขาไม่มีกินคือแบบผมรู้สึกว่า
ว่า
มันเห็นโมเมนต์ของคนที่ได้ตังค์ปะ
คือมันได้คิดแบบสมมติว่าเราได้ให้ตังค์คนเขาต้องการจริงๆเช่นผมขับรถไปแล้วผมติดไฟแดงแล้วผมเห็นคนเขาขายของอยู่ข้างทางผมรู้สึกว่าคนเนี้ยผมให้พี่เขา1,000วันนี้เขากลับบ้านเลยเขาก็ดูอดแม่แน่นอนเขาแบบแม่เจอคนเป็นคนหนึ่งแม่เขาแบบให้แบบผมมา1,000อ่ะคุณไม่ต้องขายแล้วนี้แม่วันนี้เราไปกินชาบูกันคือแบบผมรู้สึกว่ามันคือผมจินตนาการไปถึงตรงนี้แล้วว่าถ้าผมให้เขาเนี่ยเขากลับบ้านไปเขามีความสุขแน่ๆนอกจากตัวเขาเองที่เขามีความสุขแล้วกลับบ้านไปเขาก็น่าจะมีคนหลายคนที่เข้าคอเราที่เขาได้ซื้ออะไร
That is a great point. Holy crap, that's a great point. That is beautiful. Yes. Yes. Spreading it to people with, don't have the means or just making someone's day. I forget who did that. I think Shaquille O'Neal does this a lot. Like he'll go to a restaurant and he'll just tip like an outrageous amount and it'll just make that person's whole week, month even. And it's like, if you have the money and a certain amount of it just doesn't mean anything to you, like certainly there's limits to that, right? If you're a single millionaire, maybe $1,000 to you is still a lot of money. If you're a billionaire, $1,000 to you is literally nothing. So you could easily give that away and it's not going to change your day even. So it obviously varies with how much money you have, but he found out that seeing other people happy with what he has makes him happier than getting something flashy and whatnot. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. And, that's the whole idea of charity, giving back. It's helping other people, and yeah, you do kind of benefit from it as well. Like, I know everyone tries to be, when they're donating to charity or donating time and volunteering, they try to be all altruistic of, I get nothing. I just do this to help other people. Okay. I don't know if you'd be doing it as much or giving as much if you didn't feel that aspect of, I'm doing this and it makes me feel good to do it. I'm happy to do it. If you felt bad to do it, I doubt many people would do it. So you do get a little bit back from it. But hey, that's a good thing. That means people will continue to do it and they'll do quite a lot of it. So it is beneficial, certainly. Traveled 6 hours to see Dunk. That's sweet. That's very sweet.
วันนี้พูดยังไงอาจจะไม่กลับบ้านอาจจะไปหัวหิน
Not the Ed Sheeran. They just had the first of the Heart Killers fan event tour, one in Vietnam. June Dunk got up to their June dunking antics, as per usual. Per usual. Classic. They got to make it more interesting, right? On those little down moments.
you know this song? My pretty little baby. My
They're like, you got it from here. We'll be in the back. That's funny. First posted this photo of Jung, the caption adding to the horse fanfic. Oh my gosh. The little prince who loves horse riding stopped by again. Jung's thinking, how do I get his number? Oh my gosh. This is proof that First is reading Jung's fan fiction on Twitter. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. First is constantly lurking online. Reminder that to everyone that while he and Kyle Telling may not be as present as JD, they see everything. That's freaking hilarious. Bro is a code word, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Couple bros being bros, bro.
How did you learn about it, Gento? My friend. Pang Pon. You know Pang Pon?
Wordplay flirting. Oh, Lord.
Are you open-minded?
I am open-minded.
Open-minded. So you can put your number on my iPhone 60 Pro Max.
Okay, do you have what application? What application?
What is that?
Line? Line?
No. I don't use Line.
What do you use?
I use Buddy.
Oh. My number.
No, not here.
Oh, where?
Here.
Oh.
I will.
What's going on, Nelly?
Keep it. Okay, you keep it, okay? You leave it alone?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Oh, hello. Oh my gosh. When a fan falls. Ooh, brutal. Oh. That's so embarrassing. Oh, God. That's really nice of them, but boy, is that embarrassing. I'm putting myself in that situation. I don't know if you've fallen or tripped or fell or whatever in front of other people, just random people before, but it is brutal. You think about that the rest of the day. You might think about that 5 years from now. And then you try to remind yourself, like, I'll never see these people again. No big deal. And you just cope with it, right? Oh, my gosh. I've done that so many times. It's ridiculous. Jung pitching a BL plot. Pikau's a cat, so I'm a dog. Dunk is the owner. Okay. All right. What kind of plot is this? Like I'm cursed to turn into a dog in 30 days, but the owner loves his dog too much to let him change back. Looks for Pita. Pita wouldn't buy this plot, I bet. Dunk, who knows? He's so supportive. And this is why Dunk said, "Come here, baby," and carried Jung. I need to add this to my Dunk and his obsession with Mermaid Jung list. Oh my gosh.
Come here, baby. Come here, baby.
Jung is so creative. I would watch anything he writes. Oh, the hashtags. Singing Jung's song from the OST, Please Hurt Me. Scrolled too far down. That had like hint of lap dance. That was like a hint of a lap dance. What was that? Dunk declares Jung to be his favorite. I love how these questions put them on the spot and just make them have to admit all this stuff. Jung has been invited to Dior's new menswear show in Paris. He's not the only Thai actor attending, as Mayo and Apo Kinporsche are attending as well. Mayo even congratulated Jung on the invite in the comments. Nice. I always think of those commercials for Dior scents, and it's always like, Dior, Dior. Dang, imagine getting one of these. It's like super fancy. It's like embossed paper. That's awesome. 2 p.m. Paris time. Are the skinny ties back? Is that a thing again? Those kind of went away for a little bit. They got super huge and then they went away and then I guess they're back. There's Dunk. Main character energy. There's Force. Fire emojis. I love June Dior era. And IG's like, no more comments for you. Jung posting a few days ago. So much has happened today. I just want to run far away and disappear for a couple months. Go sit and chat with the shrimp, shellfish, crabs, and fish. Hey, that sounds pretty good to me. Obviously, the Navori Pride collection there. Very, very cool. Nice. Very nice. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Joylada Gang. Up to a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Could you imagine having coworkers that you get to do all that with and like enjoy the time you spend with them? Like, it just looks like they're constantly having fun. I am so jealous of that. So jealous. Ah, that's amazing. I love the fact that, number one, they're making like ghost ships a thing just by like teasing and all that stuff. That's hilarious. Just driving people nuts. You hear like the audience, ooh, ah, you know. And then the Redditors and the online platforms are just like, oh my God, did you see? They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I see it. I see through it. And I bet a lot of you do too. Let's go ahead and move on to the last member requested off of toddreacts.com. Member requested video. This is Junior and Book, the Tom and Jerry duo. Also referred to as JuBook. J-U-B-O-O-K. All right, let's go ahead and bring that up and check it out. We'll move it over a little bit so we have room for the subtitles, of course. All right, let's jump in. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let's go ahead and make that a little bigger and move it over. Boom. There we go. That should be good. 1942, that's some expensive tequila. Only had it once. Mm. Oh. What? What? Stealing my thunder. Oh, jeez. We gotta get some wireless mics. Wireless mics over there. Although it did create that hilarious moment, so I guess it's worth it.
เฮ้ยทำงานอยู่ครับก็วันนี้นะครับอยู่กันครบเดี๋ยวเฮ้ยเหงาเหรอแล้วเนี่ยครับเดี๋ยวเราจะมาดูบรรยากาศกองนะครับเดี๋ยวเรามาดูกันนะครับว่าความวุ่นวายวันนี้มันเป็นยังไงพอแล้วยังไม่ปิดเดี๋ยวลืมเหลือสิ่งสุดท้ายกูจะรักมึงตลอดไป
That face. What? He's like, I'm good, I got mine. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you're like me, but as soon as this song starts, I think it's someone that I used to know, and I get so excited because that song was played everywhere for the longest time, and then it's kind of gone away. And then when you hear it again, it's one of those like hits that you hear again, and you're like, "Ooh, I haven't heard this in a long time." And then it's anxiety, and I'm like, "No."
ตอนนี้นะครับฟอนต์บุ๊กอยู่ข้างล่างนะครับกำลังแบบว่าแต่งหล่ออยู่ฟอนต์หล่อแล้วแต่บุ๊กนี่ต้องใช้เวลานิดนึง
There needs to be a moratorium on sampling songs that's at least 20 years. After like 20 years, you should be able to sample whatever you want. But up until then, let's leave the originals alone. I don't know if that's a hot take or a good idea, but sounds good to me. That way we're not confused, right? There's like an earworm. Such an oddly specific song. Wow. I don't know if I can get behind the Santa name. I hear Santa and I think of Santa. It's very confusing. The mild threats, the turning on a dime of attitude is wild. Tom and Jerry, indeed. The Taco Bell bell.
กูแพ้นะกูให้มึงเอาน่องไก่บอลชอนฟาดหน้ากูอย่างงี้ก่อนนี่ดีเลยยุ่งเอาแล้วหรือเปล่าความเร็วเดี๋ยวมึงจะมองกูไม่ทันเลยนะ
Apa lu gua tauin? Jangan. Apa lu berani? Jangan. Bocah monyet aja. Little better, looking like a 7-figure because
What is even happening right
จู
now?
มั้งจูว่าซื้อห่วงยางผู้ใหญ่ให้นี่หน่อยไปฝากซื้อที่ขุดทรายให้จูเนียร์เลยครับ เอาอีกแล้วให้น้องนั่งเล่นอยู่ตรงนี้พอเอาอีกแล้วหน้ามึงเป็นแล้วก็เลยใส่กางเกงหนักๆเนี่ยกล้ามเล่นไม่ได้ยังเล็กอยู่มากขอสูงกว่านี้อีกหน่อยได้ไหมครับ อันนี้มันยังสูงไม่พอเลยครับคุณน้าที่เรียกน้ามึงมาเล่นไม่ใช่กูปุ๊บไปตรงนั้น
The editing, though.
หรือว่าสีกูไหนสุดไหนนักบอกแล้วเห็นไหมไม่เชื่อเพื่อนไม่เอาแล้วไอ้พวกเม็ดเยอะอะคือมึงถ้าเป็นผลไม้อะมึงคือแก้วก่อนกูลืมค่าเลยพี่คนที่ไหนพี่คนกรุงเทพดูจากหน้าตาพี่ดารากรุงเทพบอกว่าไม่ใช่คนใต้ถามมากอีตายโหนี่พี่เกิดที่ไหนพี่เกิดโรงพยาบาล
The amount of times there is someone behind whoever it is, just staring at them, questioning what's going on, questioning why they're there. Just a puzzled look is just hilarious. I've seen that with so many of these edit compilations. There it is again. The fact they don't know if they want to hug or slap the crap out of each other is just hilarious. Obviously it's playful, but it's just so funny. Juxtaposition.
I'm so sorry.
สดมากคนดูจะดูไม่ค่อยออกนะว่าจูแต่งหน้าหรือว่าจูหน้าสดเพราะว่าจริงๆแล้วมันดีทั้งคู่เลยดูออกเพราะว่าคอนซีลเลอร์อยู่ตรงนี้อยู่เลยกูดูออกมึงแล้วเลยแต่งหน้าแล้วเนี่ย
That devolved very quickly. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was something. That was absolutely something. Link down below in the video description for the original. Go check it out. Check out the channel as well. They might have other videos that might interest you. As always, for those of you watching live, the link is in the chat. That was chaotic. Threats of violence, fakingly. Enjoying each other's presence. They are all over the map. They're wildly all over the map. Very Tom and Jerry. I totally get it. Junior, born in Bangkok, is an actor and MC under GMMTV. He's got a bachelor's degree from university, Faculty of Communication Arts. First got into acting in university stage plays before making his on-screen debut in I Hate You, I Love You, which perfectly describes that video. He was signed under Nadao Bangkok from 2018 until they ended operations in 2022. And then obviously signed up for GMMTV, which is quite a nice off-ramp for sure. Obviously been in quite a bit. Wow. From 2016 on. Seems like everything's got pretty good ratings, too. A ton. Okay, so main role in My Romance Scammer. And then a couple support roles. So he's busy. He's real busy. Born in 96. Quite a few TV shows as well. Nice. Very nice. And of course, we got Book, actor, former member of the boy group Cute Chef. He's an artist under GMMTV since 2021. In 2019, he graduated with a bachelor's degree, Faculty of Engineering. Only Friends was Mew. Perfect 10 Liners is Arm. So he's got a lot of main roles here. Boss and a Babe. Friend Forever. Of course, some TV shows as well. Project Alpha. Family Feud. Family Feud Thailand. Nice. I do like watching Family Feud from, whenever it's on, I just kind of check it out because it's almost always hilarious. Junior losing it over Forcebook is my new favorite thing. Whoa! Perfect 10 Liners. Actually, you know what? I wanted to... Well, I guess I got rid of it. My bad. Perfect 10 Liners Junior Mark. I first saw them in the trailer of My Romance Scammer, but since I didn't know them, I was barely interested. I just liked its plot. Until I started watching Perfect 10 Liners and found Junior. I loved his character so much, both as a friend and brother, and now that his love story is going to start, I'm very excited. So for all the FIFA wine scenes have really made me interested in their story. Also, given the Perth Santa have really amazed fans with their chemistry, I wonder what's in store for Junior Mark. What do you all think? Also, I know that they were the supporting couple in Cherry Magic, but I didn't have the chance to watch it yet. I'd appreciate it if you could share some experience on this pair from that series. I like them both in Midnight Museum and Cherry Magic. I've seen some people complaining that they don't do fan service, but I don't need any forced fan service from actors. This person says they were great in Midnight Museum and in Cherry Magic. They somehow made the creepy, in my opinion, arc from the original cute and heartwarming. They also very low-key ship, which is some of the reason people are not that tuned in, but both are really great actors. I noticed that too, but I believe every pair has their own comfort zone and they shouldn't be forced to cross it. Plus, I like how they are comfortable and happy around each other. Yeah, there are plenty of pairs that do a lot of fan service if that's what you're interested in. I respect that they do what they're comfortable with. As FIFA wine, so far they've been sweet and I'm intrigued to watch the rest of it. I know nothing of the storyline for this part, but like a previous poster, have also seen quite a few people say that it's their favorite of the three stories regarding BTS. I've been loving their interactions on set with the other actors, especially Junior and Book together. They're hilarious. I hope fans give them a chance. Having to follow the Yotha Gun arc makes sense story-wise, but the Perth Santa chemistry is going to be a tough act to follow. I have faith, though. Junior really impressed me with this whole arc all by himself. Very excited to see their story arc. I knew Mark before from his role of Prince in Sky in Your Heart, but he and Junior really delivered in their episode of Midnight Museum and then Cherry Magic. The Romance Scammer is actually one of my more anticipated GMM TV shows. Really like them. Actually, I'm a fan. I also like that they keep it real. If they don't want fan service, they don't, and I totally respect it. They're so cute. You should watch Cherry Magic. They're quite adorable in it. Now I have to rewatch Perfect 10. Yeah. When you start watching them, you feel like you need more and more screen time. I'm eagerly waiting for Sunday now. I'm ashamed to admit, I've checked out all the GMMTV 2025 trailers immediately when it came out, except for My Romance Scammer, because I had zero interest in it. Not a fan of Ohm, didn't know Fluke, and JuMark didn't appeal to me in Cherry Magic, though I've always liked Mark in SIYH. Then Perfect 10-liners happens, and Feifa quickly became my favorite character, and Fluke is cute now. I have a special place in my heart for Junior and Mark, and I've been watching My Romance Scammer trailer on repeat and cannot effing wait. Oh, how the tables have turned. To be honest, I'm not a fan of the Junior Mark ship. They low-key give me the vibes like they can barely tolerate each other. However, they are both very capable professional actors, and I know I'm just going to enjoy their arc. Looking forward to the Feifa wine storyline. I'm sure it's going to be good. Junior is incredible as Feifa, and Mark is no slouch either. If you're like me and don't like the ship, I still give their arc a chance to surprise you. They have different energy, so that's why they give that vibe. I've not seen much of them off screen, but I'm definitely enjoying them on screen. Interesting. This person says, Book is so underappreciated. I'm not sure how I feel. I'm not sure, but I feel like Book is not appreciated enough. I mean, he's appreciated, but that's far less than how he actually should be. And I don't get why, because his acting is amazing. You can't doubt it. He's so versatile. After seeing his calm character in Enchanted, or Enchante, I was kind of blown away by seeing such a vast difference in character and him executing it perfectly in The Boss and the Babe. And then him in Only Friends was too good, as always. And another part of him is his beauty. His beauty. He's not hot nor handsome. Wait, what? He is, but mostly he is beautiful. It's like surreal and calm beauty. I personally feel he's the prettiest GMMTV actor, and no one talks about it, and I feel sad. I'm like, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Then why are we not freaking out? His acting, his beauty, and also his personality. And that's the reason I don't get why he's not as hyped as his co-stars. Not comparing. But he deserves it. He's also just not appreciated enough. He deserves more, and I kind of feel sad. You know, I like the vulnerability in that post. Like, they're leaving it all out there. They wear their emotions on their sleeve, and they're just really pouring it on. This person said, "Oh, I love Bookie. He's got a nickname already. Come on now." While he's totally one of my faves, I'm not sure I'd consider him especially underappreciated. He's pretty much universally loved and adored by everyone at GMMTV. Other actors, directors, crew often compliment his skills. I've seen like 5 this week alone. Force Book are consistently booked for series, and while other pairs often go weeks or months between brand deals or events, he's consistently booked and busy. Maybe I'm just taking the question too literally. This person says the main problem for both Force and Book is that since their first series, they received a lot of hate for the promotion that GMMTV gave them. Even though it's clear that they only wanted to profit from their lifelong friendship. As time went on, Force began to receive more attention for his physical build-up, his glow-up, although I have seen that many simply fantasize him instead of really supporting him. Even because of that, Book has had a solid fan base since before he entered GMMTV for his career as a cute chef member. It's also worth saying that Force Book's fandom in Thailand is bigger than Inter. That's why they always have events. Also, I don't understand why many Inter fans think that, I don't even know what that is, ABAAB, did poorly when its numbers were quite decent. The series had the advantage of premiering in early 2023, which helped a lot. I definitely have a big soft spot for Book. I don't know much about his popularity, to be honest. He seems fairly popular, but I have seen people often disparage his acting abilities, which I don't agree with at all. I think he does a lot of comedies from what I've seen. I think people honestly have a tendency to underappreciate. Dude, I totally agree. I've been thinking about this too, because his acting's really good. Far better than people give him credit for. Going from Enchante to the complex, amazing character in Only Friends was a really good example for real. And I also think he's the prettiest. Some pics I see him, and all I can think about is just how pretty his features are. Also, I just have to mention, Forrest Book are such a crazy couple because both of their visuals are insane. OP said, for real, man. And yeah, Forrest Book are underhyped too. Their visuals are insane, and the relation so pure and funny. I'm also very partial toward Book. He's definitely underappreciated. He pulls off so many different personalities. He's also very adorable, cute, handsome, beautiful, and pretty. Dang, that's the whole quad right there. Cute, handsome, beautiful, pretty. Can't get that third one up there. Ugh. Guess it's easier to do this. A while back, when Book started commenting on First and Cowtongue's social media, it dawned on me that Book's introvertedness explains the vibe I get from him. I also think he acts really well. His roles are often very understated. Oh, God. Love-hate friendship. Wait a minute. I gotta rewatch that. Too much Zoom. Junior, please take a photo with Book. That face. Nah, I'm good. I'm thinking of taking my future grandchildren to watch Disney's Snow White. Just say you want to watch it yourself. You've been watching it 10 times. Just subtle roasting each other. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. That's so funny. That's a great dynamic right there. I enjoy that. I enjoy that dynamic where it's like, oh, they can be super nice to each other, but they can also be roasting each other publicly. But it's all in good nature. It's all in good fun. It's beautiful. You can tell, you got to be close with somebody to be able to do that. To be able to, joke around with them and have fun and kind of rip on them a little bit in public and not have people be offended from it. Like it's a whole different level of relationship and fun and all that stuff. That's awesome. It's the same thing I say whenever I'm reacting to whatever pairings or whatever. I'm amazed and I'm jealous of what they get to do. Cause it's like, yes, they are working. They're doing, fan events. That's technically a job for them, right? Doing fan events and performing and, recording and all that stuff. But they're doing it with people they enjoy spending time with. They're doing it with people they enjoy being around. Some of them even enjoy to a romantic level. Like that is, like, what more could you want? You're sharing a life experience with somebody and you're able to talk about it and commiserate and all that stuff. Like it is phenomenal. And, some of us get to experience it with coworkers, it's sometimes some romance and sometimes just somebody to, commiserate with or, talk shop and all that stuff, like relate and whatnot. But it's just not quite the same. But, we take what we can get, right? We're taking what we can get. Oh my gosh. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I know it was a lot of fun, a lot of ups and downs there. We saw Zoey's extraordinary playlist, which I had never heard of before, and it seemed great. Seemed really good, actually. Good concept. It's sad it got canceled within just at the end of 2 seasons. How many times have we talked about that? Where shows are not given a lot of breadth. Like 3 million average viewers, you would think would be enough to keep it going and kind of explore a little bit more of it. But they were given a film, which is, there's so many shows that would benefit from that. And it's amazing they got it. Clearly, Roku saw something in it, and they're like, let's make a film on this. Maybe we'll pick it up as a series, that kind of thing. Like, that's awesome. That is really cool. I like having... Okay, so the streaming services, having so many of them can be ugly, because it's like, how many services am I paying for? What is all this? But it's also the beauty in that if one drops it, another one can pick it up and buy it. The property, the rights to it, and they can make other seasons and episodes and whatnot. So there is a kind of a beauty to that. But the other edge of the sword is, but now you have to get like 10 different streaming services to get everything you want. So it is, double-edged sword. But I like the fact that, they got a film out of it, which is cool. If you were a fan of the show, I'm sure you watched that and you're like, yes, I love this. Critical Role, Part 2 was awesome. Can't wait for Part 3, Part 4, Part 5, apparently. The Flash, Caitlin and Frost, interesting dynamic there. Joylada Gang, lots of fun, lots of chaos. Junior Book, amazing. The love-hate relationship, it's very funny. Funny and sweet, which is always a good combination for sure. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to the next time. Thanks so much for your time, your attention. I know there's many other options. It is not lost on me. If you give a second of your time or the entire 3.5 hours, I appreciate regardless. That is awesome. I'm happy you're here with me, and it's been a pleasure. It's been a joy. It's been, 1 year on Twitch where I've been monetized. Affiliate anniversary or whatever is today. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Just a programming note here. I will not be streaming on the 4th, which is a Friday. I will not be streaming on July 4th, but there will be a video on YouTube, so look out for that. We'll just be streaming it early. So good to know that. Check out the anonymous feedback form I'm going to post in the Discord and on the channel posts. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts, what you would like to change, what you like, etc. It can be positive, it can be negative, whatever. Ideas you have, I'm open to all of it. If you'd like to request your own videos, you could certainly do so. ToddReacts.com. Season and series tiers are the ones you're looking for. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow the Twitch channel if you want to join live. Be in the chat like all these fine folks that have joined. And check out the merch. 15% off, ships worldwide. And, of course, join the Discord. Join the conversation. Look forward to hearing your thoughts. And, I appreciate it, everybody. I hope you have a tremendous weekend. Hope it's fun. Do something interesting. Eat something nice you haven't eaten in a while. Try something new. All that good stuff. And I will see you back here on Wednesday. Wednesday will be a stream. So, take care. Enjoy yourselves out there. Stay safe as always. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.